I'm already on your YouTube page. Once you go live, it's gonna pop up.
I went live. Everything should be Gucci.
Not yet. Not yet.
I'm popping up on your live, yeah.
Shows me live. Let me check my phone.
Oh, there we go.
It's live.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I'm on the internet. I don't see it. Let me refresh the page. Hmm. Oh, this shit like flipped. The fuck?
Where you going, bro? The window's open, bro. So
This shit is mad delayed, bro.
Oh, the live?
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, of
oh
course.
yeah, that's in the street, bro.
The what?
No, that's
No,
no
that's
nigga ever.
Eric.
Lock the door. Oh, come on, middle of this shit. It's a crackhead going crazy outside.
That time.
Let me send a link to this shit.
I did.
You do.
It's a brother. Yeah.
Yeah, this shit
bet.
wild delayed.
Nah, yeah, it's gonna be delayed, bro. Remember, it's a live stream. It's not gonna be the exact time. Alright. Y'all niggas ready?
But it's playing back on my headphones wild late. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, you could just mute it.
Oh, Oh, yeah. You hearing us from your headphones?
No, if it's the YouTube link, then you could just mute that, so you could just watch it.
You hearing us through your laptop or your headphones? You was hearing us through your laptop?
I'm hearing you through my laptop right now.
Oh, what the fuck you hearing through your headphones?
Everything that was delayed coming from the computer,
Oh, from
The
the
stream.
I
stream.
guess from YouTube.
Oh, yeah. Alright. Y'all ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Alright, let's
The
get
only
it.
thing you can't really see yourself. Like I
Don't
can't
worry
see
about it.
myself. Like, everything is delayed.
I mean, fuck it. Alright, so we here. A lot of things to talk about. A lot of interesting moves this offseason in baseball. I think the first one that we're probably going to cover is the signing of Aaron Judge. Was it a smart move? Was it something that the Yankees should have did, or should they have just let him walk for the 360 and move on with the young talent? But lots of debate. Carlos Rendon just signed to the Yankees, 6 years, or no, is it 10 years, right? No, Carlos Rendon, 6 years, 162 million. More on that, but yeah. So
Mets signing Omar Narvaez.
Mets signing who?
Omar Narvaez
Who?
agreed to a 1-year deal, free agent catcher. That includes a 2024 option.
Who do you have at catcher?
The
At
rookie
what?
Francisco.
Oh yeah, y'all not fucking with
Closer?
Francisco. No, pitcher. I mean, catcher.
Catcher.
We got Thomas Nito, and we got McCann.
Nah, you
But
got the rookie that you brought up.
I think they're gonna trade McCann though, just to
Oh,
dump his salary.
Javi. Well, going into the Aaron Judge situation. So Aaron Judge, we thought he was going to the San Francisco Giants. Of course, he ends up signing back with the New York Yankees. Yankees matched the $360 million deal.
Wait. It wasn't matched. I think they
Yeah.
offered 320.
Who?
And
The
then
Giants?
The Giants, was it 360?
I thought they,
Yes,
yeah, it was matched.
it was matched, but the thing is, the
No,
Padres
for what
offered
I
the
was
most
for
because
what
that's
I
the
was
market.
reading, it has stated that they offered 320, and then Judge called back. They spoke to Steinbrenner, and then Steinbrenner added the 40 million on top of that, just to
No,
make
yeah,
sure he.
Giants offered Aaron Judge 360 million.
Okay, okay.
So they Yankees ended up matching it. Um, Honestly, in my opinion, I feel like it was one. It started off with the wrong move, right? But then again, if you look at it, it was probably the most strategic move that the Yankees could have did because they offer him 300 million. Obviously, someone else is going to offer more, and then you can obviously match it. Now, if the Yankees would have offered him 360 or let's say 350 off the rip, and then a team offers him, all right, we know 10 million is not going to probably be enough. They offer him 375 or even 400. Now you're the Yankees. You're kind of like, we're not gonna give $400 million to Aaron Judge right now. Like, probably would have let him walk for that. But because they offer him 300, and certain teams offered him, there was rumors that the Dodgers were offering 340, the Padres were offering him 340, and then the Giants ultimately topped it with 360. The Yankees were easily able to match that and not be in a situation where they're like, we have to offer him more type of thing. And Judge ultimately wanted to stay a Bronx Bomber, so he accepted and he, decided to come back to the Bronx. But I thought it was a done deal, honestly, when the rumors came out and it was kind of put out there that he had signed and agreed to the Giants terms. I kind of thought it was a no-brainer. He's from San Fran. He grew up a Barry Bonds fan. All those elements kind of come into play, but I want to know your guys' thoughts, starting with you, Gorlo. Just what do you think about the rumors of him going to the Giants and then him ultimately going back with the Yankees?
After him signing, I ultimately just believed that he wanted to be a Yankee. He was just waiting and waiting to see like if any team was gonna push the Yankees to make the deal. Originally, I didn't think he was gonna sign, but then as the process like just kept going and going, I was like, he's definitely gonna sign with the Yankees because there's no way like you get an offer like 340 and don't sign. Like we just seen Correa get 350. Like they don't wait for counter offers when they get a number like that. I was like, all right, you offered that, I'm running with that. And I ultimately just believed that he just wanted to be a Yankee, bro. He just wanted to come back. It sounded perfect. It was like the perfect story for him to go to San Fran. Like they had Under Armour probably contacting Stephen Curry, Tom Brady to get him in the table. Like, yo, this is what could happen. You're gonna be close to Silicon Valley. The money's right. The city's big. We're pushing for a championship. You're the hometown hero. Like you can make it happen. But ultimately, he just decided like, yo, listen, I have to be a Yankee. Like I'm gonna go down as one of the greatest Yankees of all time. And sometimes like dynasties like that, like the Yankees, people will walk on their hometown just to be an all time great. Like we don't have that many greats that come out of San Fran. Like you got Buster Posey, you got Barry Bonds, but a lot of names don't ring bell in that city. And ultimately, he wanted to be in New York. He wanted to be the guy in New York. Like it's a different atmosphere, it's a different city. I mean, he's definitely gonna make a lot of money off the field with like endorsements and stuff, and now be the face of the Yankees for the rest of your career. And he wanted to be a Yankee. Like that's what I believe. At first, I had speculation like, damn, it sounds good to go to San Fran. Like all the pieces could fit. They probably re-sign Rodon, and it would have been a perfect story. But deep down in his heart, he wanted to be a Yankee, bro. Because just certain cities, you just want to be known there forever. And New York, Yankees, like it just all made sense for him to resign. And I ultimately believe that the Yankees were gonna, pay that bread for him. And they did. They had to go deep in their pockets and pay that pretty penny. But hey, they got their guy. He's there for the long haul, and he's gonna continue to make history there.
Fair enough. I think so too. I think ultimately he probably just wanted to be a Yankee and continue his
You
legacy in the
could tell. You
Bronx.
could tell, bro. Like you don't just somebody offer me 320. Wait, let's see what the Yankees offer. 340. All right, let's see what the Yankees offer. And he probably knew like, hey, we're gonna stretch this out, and they're gonna have no choice but to sign me because as much as he wanted to be a Yankee, I think the Yankees wanted him to be a Yankee as well. So you know, Yankees probably had to pay a little more, but it's just only going to get worse throughout the years. Not worse, but it's better for the players and better for the league, for owners to go out there and spend the money because there's teams that really just don't spend money to go out there and save talent and athletes like that. So ultimately, he was gonna be a Yankee, bro. Like at the end of the day, he was gonna be a Yankee. I don't think he would have signed anywhere else. If you don't sign in San Fran for that kind of money in your hometown, you're not going anywhere else. And it came down to San Fran and the Yankees. I don't think the Mets ever had a play in it. So, and that's the only team that the Yankees really got to worry about. Like, all right, these guys are gonna spend, and they showed that they're gonna spend, and they've been spending. But Yankees just got Rondon, so that's a good look. They just got to add more pieces.
Yeah, we did just sign Rodon, but we're gonna get back to that a little bit later. Jose, you want to give your input of what you thought about the judge rumors and then the ultimate outcome?
If, rumor wise, if he would have gone to the Giants, that outfield would have been a little bit better defensively. You move Josh Peterson to DH. You move Tommy DeSella back to the bench. He'll probably be the occasional off the bench hitter. But it ultimately came down to the Yankees re-signing Judge. Hopefully, he does sign. We'll re-sign again. We'll give him that C on his jersey. And moving forward, let's see what we'll do with his production and whatnot.
I think you just got to add some pieces. I think he's the only offense that you guys really have. I mean, you have Rizzo who wanted to be there and he wanted to play with Judge, but besides those two, like there's not really that many deep ball hitters. And the Yankees depend a lot on the deep ball in that small park. Like that park is a hitter's park, and Aaron Judge hits all over that park. I think that's another reason why he decided to stay there. Like, if I'm gonna chase these records and continue to play at a high level, I need to play in a park 80 games, 80 what, 82 games?
Correct.
80,
Yes.
yeah,
81.
81, yeah,
81
81.
games. I need a park that's gonna, help me beat these numbers, and Yankee Stadium is a perfect park for him. I don't think he would have had
Yeah, I
that much
agree.
success in San Fran because San Fran is more of a pitcher's park. Like you got to hit moonshots, which he does, but those days where the ball's not sailing, is dry winds, you know, it's not gonna help
We
you.
get hit
So
the triple alleys way.
yeah, exactly, and he's not hitting opposite field a lot, so that wouldn't benefit him in San Fran. I think that was probably the biggest aspect. Like one being a Yankee, and two, like this is a hitter's park. This is gonna keep me going for the next years to come.
Yeah, I think it was a smart decision overall by Judge to kind of stay. I mean, the foundation has been laid there. I mean, he's the Yankee with the most home runs in a season. But obviously that comes with expectations now. I mean, I kind of see it as the same way that you see it as Barry Bonds. Like one year you hit 50, the next year you got to top that. You got to hit 60. You got to try to aim for 70 now, and then it's going to continue to pile on him. But I think for me, the thing that upset me about this whole process with the Yankees, and for me, it was just the blatant disrespect that they gave someone who just put up a historical season by not offering him the most money at maximum. Now, granted, I did mention at the beginning how it was a smart move, probably strategically for the Yankees to offer him lower and then, see what other teams would raise the bar to. But at the same time, it put that risk out there of potentially losing him or him thinking, man, do they even see the value that I have or that I bring to this organization? And I think that was the one thing that made me upset about the whole process. And the fact that even though we got him back and it's great, there's still this weird smell in the room. Like, man, you motherfuckers didn't think I was like that. Like, you didn't think that I could be the face of the franchise and carry you and be your $400 million man. You settled for $360 million ultimately because that was what, the top offer was, and that's what they matched it to. But there was doubt.
The right number to offer him off the rip.
I would say 350, to be honest. I think the ultimate number, I think that number, I think for the same amount, probably 10 years. Ideally, you would want to do it with the problem with those big contracts is that if the motherfucker gets hurt, it's going to be hard to get any team to go on it. We saw with Alex Rodriguez where, after a certain point, besides the steroid scandals, I mean, Alex was still someone that could be on the field, but then you had the injuries that would happen here and there, the nicks and knacks, and those would cause games and setbacks, and ultimately you were stuck with that price. No one was going to trade for Alex Rodriguez, and the drama that he brought, one, and two, the fact that it was difficult to keep him on the field all the time and be productive when he was on it. So, like, Judge is a big guy. He has to stay in shape. He has to make sure that all the things fall in the right pieces fall for him every single time. But I don't know. I think 350 would have been the reasonable thing to offer him for the season that he had. But
Absolutely, yeah, I think so. Off an MVP season like that with those numbers, like you was literally like they was chasing you all season. Like when is he gonna break out?
literally,
You would
every
literally
night
watch
there was
every
an Aaron
game.
Judge highlight.
Exactly. And not only that, like it got to the point where he was one home run away from tying it and one home run away from breaking it. And he literally came up on basketball games, baseball
Football
games, like
games.
yeah, like he was everywhere and like that's iconic, bro. And like he loved that. Originally I think the Yankees were gonna give him whatever it costs. But they didn't want to go deep in their pockets, bro, because Otani's up next year. This is not
Otani's
the
up.
only
Juan Soto's up.
there's not a lot of this. I mean, how I was gonna say, there's a lot of
A
free
lot
agents
more
that's
younger.
coming up, not just
Hmm.
this year. Like
Yep.
you got to think strategically. Like, all right, we could go all in this year, but then next year, we may not have a slice of that pie. So we got to play it smart. You have a good enough team to get. I think you could get back into the postseason, but just like the Mets, I think you guys need to add another bat. Like you guys winning pitching wise, you guys resign Rizzo, just need another piece and probably some bullpen help. But besides that, I think I could still see you as a playoff team right now.
I think
Bullpen wise, we were getting what 7 guys back from the IR. So bullpen wise, that's not our biggest concern right now. I think our biggest concern is trying to help offensively Judge and whoever's behind Judge. That's the problem. We still have Stanton.
yeah.
Either
Not
we
only that,
dump
you
him.
I don't think you
No,
guys could. I don't think you guys could continue to have him hitting second, bro. That's gonna diminish his RBIs a lot.
I mean, motherfuckers don't get on base. It doesn't. That was the problem. Like Aaron, for a while we had Aaron Judge at the third spot, in the fourth spot. We were kind of moving him around between those two spots. But you have those first three guys. Somebody has to get on base for my at bat to be productive or to be relevant. And DJ LeMahieu did it for a little bit, but then those other guys that were in between that, like there was a point where Glaber was batting third, he wasn't cutting the cheese, he wasn't getting on base at all. And it's not even about just getting hits, but earn a walk, make a pitcher work, make him have to struggle
Count up, yeah,
working towards
facts.
my at bat. Like there was motherfuckers just swinging and missing up there. So like I don't know. I think for me, if I was Brian Cashman today, you just signed Carlos Rendon. Fire. We needed another starting pitcher. Sevy doesn't look like he's getting back to his regular
Getting
form.
older, bro, and those nagging injuries that just keep following him is not helping him either.
His
And you
fastball
need
isn't what it
guys.
used to be. It's
Yeah, it's
not.
not the velocity's not there no more.
He,
But you
yes,
need
he
you
has
need
movement.
starters, bro.
but I think now with Garrett Cole, he showed heart in this last postseason. I'll give him that compared to last year when he got completely fucking roped. Um, Nasty Nestor, he's looking promising. I think he's one of those guys that probably has to. He's going to give you a mediocre or a very basic regular season performance. Where there's going to be nights where he's on fire, other nights where he gets rocked. But I think ultimately he has to get into that Andy Pettit role, where Andy Pettit was pretty fucking mediocre in the regular season, but come playoff time,
Clutch. He
he
was a
was
horde.
unhittable. And he made the ball get in play. He made his guys work for him, and that's what Nasty Nestor has to become, I think, in order to be productive as a starting pitcher. But I think those three are a good foundation. Cole, Rodon, and then Nestor. But you know, the guys behind them, also behind those three guys, have to do something. They can't just be out there and making the bullpen work. I think that's what happened to us this year, and our bullpen ended up getting hurt throughout the course of the year. And you just, little by little, this guy's out, this guy's out, this guy's out. Season ending, season ending, season ending. And then when you get to the playoffs, you're relying on 2 or 3 guys in your bullpen rather than a potential 6 guys that you could, constantly be, comfortable with putting in. But I don't know. I think the move for me, if I was Brian Cashman today, is definitely trade Giancarlo Stanton. Try to find some type of pieces for him. Even if you have to move a prospect with him to get someone with value, I definitely would do it. He is a reliability at this point on our team. Not to say that he's not an incredible player and he hasn't done incredible things in this league. He's an MVP, but
Stay healthy.
he can't stay healthy right now. He's not someone who bats for average. He bats for power. So now with the nagging injuries and the constantly coming back from the IR, going back, coming back from DL and not being able to produce is showing. And it's a little bit concerning if you tell me. So I say we move him. There's a lot of teams that I think would take him for at least someone that can give you some type of productivity or at least backup for someone getting hurt. But yeah, I mean, also Andrew Benintendi, someone that I think we should be re-signing. Give him a full year. So what?
At least a 1-year deal.
I said we should at least sign Benintendi to a multi-year. Defensively, I'd rather take him than Aaron Hicks.
Yeah.
And we already got Bader in center, so we're fine with that.
Aaron Hicks had a lot of clutch hits for you guys throughout the years.
Hey. Yeah, but he's been hurt.
True.
Yeah, that's a problem.
To piggyback off what you were saying about the Yankees offensively, we were in first place mostly the first half of the season. No, but because Judge was batting
also
third.
had Carpenter too.
Absolutely. We had Judge batting third. We had guys like LeMahieu and Rizzo in front of him. Those are guys that are taking 10 pitches per at bat. So by the time you're a pitcher in your first inning, you already threw 20 pitches and you're about to face Aaron Judge. We need those 2 pieces in front of Judge to work for him. Yeah, absolutely. But the problem is for us after that is, all right, we got Giancarlo and then what?
I mean, you had Carpenter.
Exactly.
You had Gleber was like sort of showing his.
I think he's very hit or miss. Yeah, I would probably, that's probably the piece that I would get rid of with Stanton. Gleber, like, he has potential. I think the lights might be too bright for him, and he's always up there trying to prove himself. I don't see him ever. It's very rare where you say he took a very smart at bat and he worked the count. Him working the count is being 0-2 and fouling off 3 pitches. That's his best at bat. So it's concerning, and it's something that you can't live with, especially in the come playoff time, because playoff time pitchers aren't fucking around. They're not throwing bullshit balls at you. They're trying to throw the most perfect strike to get you out and looking. So I don't see the poise with him up there at the plate. So there's a lot of holes that the Yankees have to, I think, address before we can say we're contenders. I think this puts us, the Rodon sign definitely puts us at least in the top 5 for contention with health, everyone being healthy. But I think we still need to move some pieces before we can say a definitive, I think they can make it to the World Series.
With the addition of Carlos, do you think that could put you over the hump against Houston?
I definitely think it helps. Houston, first of all, Houston just got fucking better. They went and got Jose Abreu. So, and then there's, Yuli, I think, is a free agent. They still have to decide if they're going to re-sign him, what they want to do with him. I think ultimately they probably would try to sign him, or maybe
give him a 1-year deal.
Yeah, or maybe someone else that's an outfielder, so they can keep Rodon at the DH spot and not have to worry about him playing the field. They have a shit ton of offense. They have Altuve, Rodon, Jose Abreu, Alex Bregman, fucking Jose Pena, right? That's his name, the shortstop.
Yeah, MVP.
Yeah, like,
he's a stud, bro. He's a stud.
He is a complete stud. So like they have the offense strictly on their infield. They have their offense and their DH spot. You consider what the outfielders can do and just giving you those little, bullshit hits to just, keep the innings going. They're tough out, but I definitely think that it helps come playoff time against a team like them, just because, having 3 good starters that you have to prepare for is different than having 1 starter that you have to prepare for. Like, they study the shit out of Cole front and back because that is our guy. Behind him, like, you can bullshit you can go up there and kind of predict what's gonna happen. So you definitely need someone else that is a pitcher that you have to prepare for. Um, so I think it was a great move. I think it was a great addition, especially with the bullpen guys coming back. It's all about health, I think, from here on. But obviously, those offense holes have to be met.
Uh,
All right. So the next thing we want to talk about is Jacob Degrom exits Queens. He is, the guy that everyone believed would be a Met forever. He was a guy that the Mets definitely thought would, stick around for the long haul, but ultimately didn't even wait for a counter offer. Fellow Met fan.
he told Scott Boras, "Don't take any calls from the Mets."
That disrespected
What
him
was
throughout
the
the years. Y'all
Yo,
said Matt Harvey was the ace. Y'all said Thor was the ace. But throughout those years, they were hurt and he was healthy, working. Y'all should have had paid him earlier before them.
but he got paid.
He
He
should have
got
got
his
paid as
money.
an ace.
He got
Y'all
his money, bro.
overpaid for Harvey and Thor.
He got paid $143 million his first contract.
Should have paid him more.
Do you think?
So
I mean,
disrespected.
you also got to remember it's new ownership. Like we were dealing with the Wilpons back then. They weren't giving anybody money. The only guy that really got paid was what you call it, Cespedes, when they gave him that 3 year, $75 million contract. The Wilpons weren't paying anybody. They weren't like Steve Cohen, like, all right, we need to get this person, we need to get him. Like, what's up with that? We were dealing with a whole different organization, a whole different ownership, a whole different management. Like, we were fucked up, bro. Like, there was nothing promising after we had that 2015 World Series. Like, everything just went to shits. And then,
No, you're right, but
we got Steve Cohen, and he said I have a 5 year window to win the World Series, and he's made it happen. I mean, necessarily we haven't made the post. We made the postseason, but we haven't made it to the starting dance.
you haven't had that
And
run.
now we everyone said Scherzer would never be a Met. Scherzer himself said I will never play for the Mets. What Steve Cohen does? Oh, okay, let's give him an offer he can't refuse. You want to take these $43 million a year, be the highest paid baseball player? Absolutely. He signed him. He went and traded for Lindor, signed him to a max contract, 340. Like he's out there spending the money. We go out there get Kota Sengai. We re-sign probably one of the top three, top five center fielders in the game in Brandon Nimmo. He says, you know what, you could test free agency, but ultimately we're gonna match that, and that's exactly what he did, and he got paid, and Cohen has gone in his bag. But back to Degrom, I I just felt like he didn't want to be there, bro. Like you literally went to a team that only won 68 games, and then on your press conference you said, "Oh, I joined Texas because I seen their vision in winning games." Bro, you literally just won 101 games. It came down to you at a crucial game three. No, you didn't get any run support. I get it. We lost. You didn't want to run it back. The Mets would have gave him 200, 220 if it came down to it. Ultimately, he said, "Yo, don't take any calls from the Mets. I don't want to play here." He took his first offer with Texas. He didn't get in the ballpark or like, talk to many teams, and he went to Texas. I feel like he just wanted to be away from the spotlight. Like he was tired of New York. New York was is a big city, and the expectations is high. Every year you're supposed to go out there and be dominant. He went through his injuries. We supported him through that. He's gonna be a legend in City Field forever, bro. Like I can never take anything away from Degrom. He is one of the best to ever put on a pinstripe jersey for the Mets. But he didn't want to be a Met anymore, and I respect that. So he went out and he on his press conference, he insulted Steve Cohen. Like, so you basically tell him you went over there because they're trying to win. I hold my beer real quick. Go get Kota Sengai. Go get Verlander, Cy Young winning World Series champion, and he's spending the bag. Cohen is gonna put the pressure on every team in the MLB to come for the next years to come, bro. And ultimately, I feel it in my heart and in my soul. Shohei Ohtani is gonna be a Met. He has relations to Billy Epler. Billy Epler was the one who convinced him to come to to the states. He got him that contract. He got him another contract, and
I don't know about that
he's
one.
there somewhere somehow, some way,
I
somehow.
don't know
They're
about that
he's
one.
there.
It sounds it sounds good, but I
For instance,
think
let me break it down to you. Why didn't Kota Sengai take more money elsewhere?
where's the elsewhere?
Where's the
Who was
elsewhere?
offering more?
What you call it was, yeah, you guys were gonna pay him.
I don't
Texas
know if
was
we were
gonna
gonna
pay
pay
him.
him that much though. I don't think we would
Bro,
have.
$75 million.
How
Look,
many
he went
years? 3 years?
who?
Senga?
Senga
How
got
old is that
5 years.
Five
5 years,
years?
175?
$15 million per year. The Yankees can't afford that, bro.
I think. Well, okay. It's not about. I don't think we can afford that. I think it was more about getting the more proven guy in the MLB, which was Rodon. Obviously, signing him today, compared to someone who is kind of like a Masahiro Tanaka, where he was a very dominant pitcher overseas. I think he's fucking still pitching overseas, but
No,
um,
Kota Sengai smacked Team USA when we played against Japan. He was dominant. He
that
won
is.
six champions. He won 6 championships, bro.
But this is the thing:
Six.
is the does
Over
the league
1,500 strikeouts.
does the league that Kota Sengai plays for play 162 games a year?
Does his
It doesn't
success
matter.
transfer over as well?
He had the innings. He had the innings to match that. He was playing in the same league that Shohei Ohtani came from.
I mean, that's true, but I think it's a difference. Shohei Ohtani was being talked about for years before he ended up getting picked up into
So
the
has
MLB.
Kota Sengai.
I don't think
He's
the
the
hype
most
has
dominant.
been.
He's the most dominant pitcher in Japan in the last 10 years, bro.
That
There's no
that is
better pitcher.
that is fine. Now
Not
what
even
happens?
Ohtani.
So
Not
all
even
right,
Ohtani was better than him.
what is the best season for him coming in first year in the MLB? What do you predict his numbers to be, ERA wise and winnings loss wise?
Well, to be honest, he doesn't have high expectations. He's not the ace. He's not the second man in the rotation. So we don't need him to be the superstar that everyone is painting out to be, that he actually is, and that he
No,
is in
no, no.
Japan.
The way that your
But
guys' bullpen is set up, your starters are looked to go innings. That's why you went and got Justin Verlander, because he's a guy that can go innings. Even though if he gets smacked around and he gives up 2 or 3 runs, he can still dominate 7 to 8 innings of baseball. And you guys
I
live
think
and
Kota
die
Sengai
on
can
your.
do that. He has one of the most filthiest pitches we've ever seen in baseball history, bro. No one can throw it but him. He throws the nastiest forkball that we've ever seen.
I mean, that we've ever seen. The forkball is something that was around back in the day in the dead ball eras. It's just the nastiest that we've
Not
seen today.
anymore. So imagine you seeing a forkball coming at you at 92, 95 miles per hour.
But that's the
And
same
he can
thing
hit
that
a
you could say about Shohei Ohtani's splitter, and that's why he was looked at so great, because his
And that's
splitter
why
was
Ohtani's
nasty.
dominant, because he has that one pitch that he can go to. Remember, Japanese pitchers, they know how to control their fastball. They're very pinpoint accurate. Like, they put their fastballs exactly where they want them to be. Mistakes happen. Like, you're not perfect. You're gonna get hit, but that's what they rely on. They rely on that pinpoint accuracy of fastball and whatever off-speed pitch they have. Otani has that nasty slider that people really can't touch, and Kota Senga has the nastiest forkball that we've seen. To be
Well,
honest, I don't have high expectations because I don't need a lot from him. You're the third guy. We got Carrasco. You know, we have Quintana. Like, we can put him anywhere in that lineup.
I
We don't
think for
need
me,
you. We
I
don't need you
think.
to win 20, 25 games. We don't need you to go out and win a
I
Cy Young.
mean, he's not. I mean, I don't think that's his expectations. I think for
Of
me,
course, so the
he.
ceiling is not high,
He's going to
and
be a
we got him
solid
at,
fifth pitcher.
I think.
and we got him at a low. We got him at a low price, and that ties it back into Shohei Ohtani. Why did you take that pay cut? Oh, we're probably promising that we're gonna have Shohei Ohtani in a Met uniform next year with you. And is this anyone that could afford him? It's anyone that could afford him. It's definitely the Mets.
I think there's a couple of teams that could throw the bag at
Nah,
Shohei Ohtani. I don't think
bro.
it's just the Mets. The
Tony's
Dodgers
gonna
have proven that
It all
they
depends on his interest.
if he wants to, if he doesn't want to move far, he will go to the Dodgers, and they will offer him a offer he can't refuse. Because the Dodgers formula right now is you offer big money in short-term deals, so it looks great. They feel great. Hey, for these next 3 years, I'm going to be getting paid $30+ million. But then, if it ultimately doesn't work out, you can ship him, or you can extend him, or you can, etc. So I think the Dodgers for me would be the biggest threats for Shohei Ohtani, because he's going to. It's literally moving downstairs. He doesn't have to do much.
It's not happening. It's not happening. Hold on.
I don't know. I
That
don't
depends
think.
because look, Japanese players they love either being close to Japan in terms of the West Coast, or that city they're playing in has a big influence in Japanese culture, like a New York or Boston. It depends on the market, but other than that, I don't see him playing outside those markets.
I don't know. For me, I think where Shohei Ohtani probably ends up in a couple of teams. The teams that come to mind for me is going to be, for one, the Dodgers. I just feel like they're very aggressive. I can't stand them. I'm glad that they got fucking cooked in this postseason. But at the same time, I feel like they offer the biggest threat. They're consistently trying to move the totem pole of what is expected of these front offices in terms of spending money, and they're willing to do it. The Yankees, I feel like we could make a run for him. Again, I think that's more about dumping a couple of salaries that we need to dump. Ones that are just not. For one, Stanton needs to go.
My four guys.
Who?
My four guys. Kelly was just barking up a storm. She has to use the bathroom.
No, you're good. But yeah, I think ultimately is Dodgers, Yankees, Padres, like they're willing to spend some money too, and I don't think they're completely sold on Juan Soto right now. I think they're kind of just
Soto
trying
doesn't
to.
want to be there.
I don't know if it's that he doesn't want to be there. I think
He
it's
doesn't
just
want to be there, bro. He, like you said, we have the inside scoop, bro. He wants to play in New York, bro. There's no city like New York. Not only that, the Spanish ethnicity, his culture is in New York. Like, yes, there's a lot of Spanish people in the West Coast, but that's not his culture, bro. His
Yeah.
culture is in the East Coast.
yeah.
Playing like in Philly, like New York, like teams like that. That's where he's gonna thrive. That city, like that love that he's gonna get from his fans and people coming out every single week cheering for him, is completely different from him playing on the West Coast, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think ultimately he ends up.
He's gonna be a
for
New
me,
Yorker.
But yeah, but I think I was talking in terms of Ohtani. I think Dodgers, Yankees, Padres, Mets are probably the four biggest contenders. Obviously, there's other teams that are going to throw a bag at him and try to see if they can fish one out. But I think it's definitely the big market cities that are going to be contending for Ohtani. I mean, for one, he's just one of the most marketable guys in the MLB right now. He's a pitcher. He's a moonshot hitter.
Bro, he's a modern day Babe Ruth.
Yeah, basically. So I mean, I think
we've never seen anything like it, bro. Like to be dominant at that level
on both sides, yeah.
on both sides of the ball is crazy. Like you can't say anything about him. And ultimately,
Babe Ruth.
How much do you offer him? How much do you offer a guy like that? Because whoever gets him, you're gonna have to spend $400 million plus, bro.
I think
we're not thinking 320, 330, 340.
I think what puts him at risk. I think what puts him at risk right now, for one, is a team that he's not contending in at all. He's not even seeing the wild card game. So, October baseball is very different from baseball from April through September. So I think for one, teams are going to question his durability too. He's been injured a couple of times. I think
we're not worried about that, bro.
If I'm an organization that's going to throw $300 million at someone, I'm worried about that, because look at Mike Trout.
You're gonna recuperate that. You're gonna recuperate that $300 million just in jersey sales.
It's not about the. I don't think it's about the money. I think it's about the commitment. It's more about the commitment and saying, if I'm getting you for X amount of dollars, I expect.
Oh, absolutely.
I expect to win. I expect greatness. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
So
But in order for you to expect greatness, that person has to show that he has the potential to be great. And I don't think there's anyone whose ceiling is higher than Otani's right now. We can literally say, bro, besides Judge, he is the best player in baseball. Literally, hands down. Like
I think you can
there's
make the
no
argument
debate,
for
bro.
Juan Soto
No.
as a hitter. Obviously, as a fielder, he's not that great, but as an overall hitter and just like the things that he brings to a team, and a
Not only
lineup,
that,
I think
Shohei
Juan Soto
Ohtani's
could be
gonna
right there.
bring a huge Japanese fan base, bro. That would be captivated in New York City, bro. You
Yeah,
have to remember when Bebe said the floor for Correa is 300. The floor for Otani's 400, bro. 10 years,
He might be the
400.
first 5. Who knows?
He might be,
nah,
bro.
I don't think we're
Bro,
stepping
he's
into numbers like that.
generational,
It's
bro. He's
different. It's different.
generational, bro.
It's different in
How's that
baseball.
what?
Baseball. You have to
Nah, bro.
remember. You have to remember that baseball is fully guaranteed. There is
Of
no
course.
unless there's an opt out for the last like 2 years or something like that. It's fully guaranteed. So if he was to have something like a 15 year deal for 500, and like the last 3 or 4 years are like the team can decide if they're gonna move forward with you. That's different. But it's not where it's
You
like Patrick Mahomes getting 500 million is different because he's only getting like 365. It's still a lot of money, but it's not the full 500. It's the
but
potential, but it's not the
in
full
the
500.
in the long run, just like Aaron Judge, when these guys sign these long contracts, you know you can move them to the DH position. How many years you say you give Aaron Judge at right field on that 10-year contract?
I
5,
mean, he's
6.
what is he now? 29 or 30?
Yeah, you
He's
give him 5, 6 years,
probably
and then he
6.
finishes off his career as a DH.
Yeah. I don't disagree
Otani's not
with
gonna
that.
pitch. Otani's not gonna pitch that 10 years, bro.
No, I don't think so. I don't. I
He's
would give
gonna.
a
It's
fucking highly
ultimately
doubt
he's
it.
gonna come. It come down to him being a DH. So that's why
Yeah.
you take that gamble. You take that risk because
I
hitters are
mean,
gonna
he
hit
stops
forever.
pitching. He's still gonna play outfield. He could still play outfield for you.
Who,
It just
Otani?
depends on what age. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but if you paying that kind of money, you're not having your prized possession out there potentially waiting for
So I'm,
injury
sa-
to happen.
no, I'm saying on the back end of the contract, if he's done pitching, obviously your options are either he plays outfield or he's just your full time DH.
True. I don't know.
Well,
I think
ultimately,
bro, he's gonna change the game forever, bro. He's
That's what,
gonna break a
exactly.
barrier that he's gonna get a contract, bro. They're gonna be like, how?
I
Like, how
don't
does
know.
he
Exactly.
actually get paid that much?
I feel like
Think
it could
about it.
happen, but uh,
I say
I'm not sold on
410
it.
years.
400, I feel like it's possible, but
It's-
I think it depends from who it comes from. Them, I don't think it will come from a big
It's
market
either
team.
LA or New York.
I don't
That's
think,
it.
and I don't think either teams on each side will offer 400 million. For one, the
I
Yankees
think
can't.
Steve Cohen will. He's on his balls heavy,
You just
bro.
got
Like,
JV, Max Scherzer,
bro,
Lindor,
he's worth
Brendan
18
Nimmo.
billion dollars, bro.
It's not
They
about that.
changed it.
It's about the
There's
taxes
a
too.
salary cap too. Salary
It don't,
tax.
bro. He already blew the tax by 100 million this year. I think he's
You
over
ain't gotta
what?
pay that.
I
gonna
don't
pay
think he's
like-
gonna do it again.
He's over. He's over
Bro.
40.
I don't think he does it again, bro.
When your
350,
money is long
he's
like
at
that, bro.
390 something.
When your money is long like that, you're not worried about it, bro. His money is,
Until,
bro.
you're not
he's
until you're not winning.
bro. You could
That
literally
was a
put.
lost year.
You could literally put the 5 top richest owners in all sports besides soccer, football, baseball, basketball. You could put the top 3 of them, and he has more money than all of them combined, bro. He's up $19 billion, bro. We're one of the biggest hedge funds in the world. Like his pockets is deep, bro. Like he literally just gave 2 old veteran pitchers $100 million. Like here, okay. Oh, you don't want to play for me? You sure? Let me show you what this wallet look like. And people not
Degrom
gonna
walked
walk
because
from
of
that.
that.
But that's
People
not.
not gonna walk from that.
People might not walk from that, but at the same time, it's also you have to see it from a. It's different from like if this was the NBA and Steve Cohen on the team, he would probably win every year because he is going to try to get an all-star team together, and he's in a fuck the cap. I'm going to pay the luxury, whatever. And baseball is
They
very
made the rule
different.
just for him.
It's very
When they had the
different.
agreement, when the owners had the agreement to bring him into the league, They said, "Yo, we're gonna raise the what you call it? We're gonna raise the tax. It's called the Steve tax."
And this was the NBA and Steve Cohen on the. What the fuck? Oh. Or did I just pick up my whole like? I think we might have lost Good Lord. I think he's lagging.
You lost me?
Oh no! Now I hear you. I have.
Bird said, "Check my mic level on YouTube. It sounds low. Should I raise my volume?"
Yeah, you
I'm all the way up. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you should be good. I mean, I
You
can
good?
put it up. Yeah, should be good.
Bird, let us know if you can hear us.
Yeah, you can write in the chat.
Bird, why you not in here? Why you watching? Like, what's up with you? What you doing, bro? Playing Call of Duty? What's up with him? Like he told him he's watching. Like you supposed to be in on this, bro. You this is us. What you doing watching? He want to play. He want to be on the bench, bro. We starting 5. We don't ride the pie, bro. What's up with you?
Side note. Mookie Betts got traded to the Dodgers. The Red Sox just DFA'd their top prospect in that deal and Jeter down.
Yeah, I seen that earlier too.
The fuck?
That's the top prospect in that trade, and we designated him for assignment. So obviously, it's not working. That whole trade backfired on him.
You think so?
I mean, come on.
I kind of want to move or switch sports here a little bit. I kind of want to get into some NFL talk. Bird just wrote in the chat. I want to get into some NFL talk and kind of just go through, this season a little bit, coming in expectations, and then just where the MVP is right now in your guys' eyes. So I'll go ahead and start it off for us. So
in the NFL?
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts.
I would likely disagree, but I'm gonna go ahead and tell you who I was.
2 40-point games back to back.
Yeah, but it
rushing for like over 400 yards, bro. Come on. I get the Patty Mahomes thing.
That's
like
fine.
Patty's the face of the NFL, bro. We're not gonna take that away from him. Like,
and I'm not gonna take away his MVP. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. So coming into this season, I had predicted the Super Bowl to be Chiefs versus Rams. That shit is not gonna happen because the Rams complete shit. But now I think clearly this far into the season, I would predict it to be Chiefs and Eagles, and it would be a very difficult matchup for Patrick Mahomes, in my opinion. The way that the Eagles defense is, I kind of see it as the way that Eagles defense was against Tom Brady and the Patriots when Nick Foles took over at center.
And that offensive line is crazy.
Yeah, the run game is at its peak over there. Like, it's just between Jalen Hurts and then Miles Sanders and I forget their other running back's name, but they just move the chains, and that's how they continue to win football games. Obviously, Jalen Hurts has improved this year. I think it's them getting A.J. Brown for him alongside Devontae Smith. They're two studs at wide receiver. You got a stud at the running back. Their tight end, Godber, is actually not that bad. I think he's having a great season too, and he fits in well with their run game scheme too.
Yeah, what was the tight end from Dallas? What was his name?
Jason Witten.
Yeah, he reminds me just of Witten, bro.
God, yeah, he's a safety blanket for him.
Bro, they find him at the right times, and he's always open at the right time.
They find him for those first
blanket.
downs. Yeah, they find him for those first downs.
Fact.
I think ultimately, for me, I see that the Super Bowl that as a Super Bowl matchup is Eagles and Chiefs. Obviously, for one, the Chiefs for selfish reasons, but I think the way that they play,
Chiefs got it, bro.
Football,
they have the best quarterback in the league, bro, and he has shown no sign of like slowing down whatsoever. Like, I'm that guy, and every time we go and say, "Oh, he's slacking or he's falling off a little bit," he goes out and he throws 4 touchdowns and he lights the city up.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. There's no one gonna make me believe that Patrick Mahomes isn't the best quarterback in the NFL right now.
No.
Like, there's definitely predecessors that you could be like, all right, this, if Patty was to be hurt, who would be the guy? You can say Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts. Even now is going into the conversation, but I think ultimately you always round back right to Patty because,
Of course,
to me, between the accuracy, the unorthodox way of playing football,
his IQ is crazy, and he keeps getting smarter as like the seasons go, bro. Like you can just see him, like he's learning to break down defenses. Like early in his career, like he depended a lot on his strong arm and his throws and putting balls in windows. Now you can see him like sitting back and letting the defense just disassemble, bro. And he just finds guys open. Like he takes what's given to him, and he also has the accuracy and his arm strength to take those shots where like, all right, I'm gonna bet on myself. And 90% of the times, bro, he hits. Like he's
I
just
think
that good.
I think the level of difficulty from having, for one, Tyreek, and as your go-to guy alongside Travis Kelce, I think that's what the thing that I was arguing throughout the offseason going in after we lost Tyreek was that Tyreek was never his number one option. His number one option has always been Travis
He was
Kelce.
the best decoy.
Yeah, I mean, but to me, I think did Tyreek always get the home run plays? A lot of the time, yes. I mean, he's the fastest on the field. You have to use him. You can see him dominating in Miami. He's still doing the things that he was doing with Patrick Mahomes. There's some games. The last game wasn't too great. Obviously, Tua is a little bit of he isn't Patrick Mahomes. He doesn't have the accuracy or the arm talent of Patrick Mahomes, but he's still able to dominate in his own fashion. However, for Patrick Mahomes, having Travis Kelce and now Juju Smith-Schuster, who I'm not gonna say is a complete bum, like he's not trash, but he is not.
He's a bum, bro. He's
a bum.
I don't think he's a bum. I don't think he's a bum.
Ever since Antonio Brown left, bro, name how many games you could probably name. You can count on your hands how many games he had with over or even close to 100 yards.
Mm-hmm.
After Antonio left, bro, it was over for him, bro.
Those
He's
responsibilities
I think
became his, and he didn't want those responsibilities.
Yeah, bro, he don't want it.
That's why we let him go.
Middle. When those good lockdown defenders come up to him, they chop him up, bro.
I don't completely agree with it because I think what happened was from the transition of having Antonio Brown as a teammate to then being the number one guy on the team, there's two things that also happen with that. For one, Antonio Brown leaving, right? Two, the talent just wasn't the same on the team overall. The defense wasn't the same, and ultimately, his quarterback wasn't fucking the same. Big Ben couldn't throw 20 yards down the field, so they had to play a lot of screen plays. They had to play a lot of run game. They had to do a lot of things that was just like it's kind of what you're seeing with the Bucs this year in Tampa, because Brady he can still throw the ball on the field, but he's not doing that consistently with the same accuracy as he was when he was younger. So you're seeing it as a lot of smoke screens, a lot of dump downs, and that's what Big Ben was doing too. They won games because their defense was, they got a diamond in the rut with Watt, and he was able to bring a presence up front where you can constantly put pressure on the quarterback. But at the same time, I don't think that the offense was something where it's like, okay, Juju, go down the field 30 yards, I'm gonna throw you a dot, because he wasn't fucking reaching him. So he was in a situation where he had to play to his best advantage. He is a little bit of a bigger wide receiver. He has to make certain cuts and use the field to his advantage. I think now, at the beginning, we were trying to see what we could, do with him in Kansas City. I think it was a lot of, short routes for him. And now you're kind of seeing him develop where he can catch the pass and move down the field. You don't have to do it on the run constantly. Patrick Mahomes is used to playing with a lot of wide receivers who catch it on the run and can, develop and continue the play on after the catch. I think Juju can do that more in a safety blanket. I stop here, catch, I'll move a couple of yards up, I'm going to get tackled, whatever. Maybe I'll break a tackle, move some more yards. He's not a big home run hitter type of player.
He's like a slant out route kind of person. Like
exactly, he's a zig. He's a zig, run the flat, run the slant. It's the real basic plays for him. But he can capitalize. Exactly. But
when it comes to man coverage, he gets locked up a lot, bro. And it's not even by the best cornerbacks in the league, bro. He only could kill and when teams are playing zone coverage, because he'll find a gap.
Exactly my point. He doesn't. He's not a. Yeah, exactly. He's not a beat you with his speed or his swiftiness. I think overall he's more of a bigger wide receiver who is just like not the most crafty. That's the thing, best way I could put it. But I think with the weapons that Kansas City has, and now that
Like
the
a
run
Brandon
game,
Graham.
yeah, he's like a Kevin Martin. It's like
They're
when you
just
find
big and
him,
heavy.
yeah, when you find him, like it's 50-50, but he's gonna get a couple.
He's a big guy. He's a big target.
But I think now with the way that the offense spreads on the Chiefs, it looks a lot better than it did last year, and that's from me that consistently watches Chief games, just because I love Patrick Mahomes and his game, but the way that the offense looked last year, a lot of the time was like Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill. Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, a sprinkle of Demarcus Robinson and McCole Hardman, and that was the bulk of it.
Fucking don't fix it.
Exactly, but
They can't stop
eventually
it.
it was being stopped though. A lot of early on in the season, it was getting stopped because there were a lot of teams were playing cover two shell, and the offense just couldn't seem to break it. The best way to play Tyreek Hill is man up with a double with a man over top, or cover two shell. They who did the Dolphins just play this past week? It wasn't it was the 49ers, I believe, right? The 49ers, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
They no, the Tampa just played the 49ers. I can just fucking look it up. I don't know why I'm not just.
You sure?
Yeah, so they're playing the 49ers today. Last week, where the fuck is last week game? I mean,
He
Dolphins.
should be able to flourish with.
Oh, the Chargers. That's what they just played. They played the Chargers. They played the Chargers. The Chargers played Tyreek Hill the same way that they played him when he was with the Chiefs. And that was a lot of cover two, a lot of man with a man, hovering over top. And it's pretty easy to hold down. And that's exactly what the Cincinnati Bengals did in the playoffs, in the AFC Championship game. And they could do that because they have Von Bell and Jesse Bates. I think the best safety duo in the league right now, in my opinion. So I think the way that the offense looked last year compared to what it looks like this year is more spread. They got Kadarius Toney in that trade with the Giants, which I think was a great pickup. I'm a Giants fan, and I was glad to see him go, to be honest, because Danny Dimes can't throw a fucking 5-yard slant, and it's pretty pathetic, and he wasn't being utilized. Whether he stays on the field or not is kind of, to be determined. You still got McCole Hardman. He's coming back this week. So, the Chiefs have been running their offense without their number one receiver, technically, in terms of touchdowns and targets since about 4 weeks ago or 5 weeks ago. So getting McCole Hardman back into the mix of things is going to be great, especially now that you've had the chemistry kind of building with those other guys. Valquez Scantling or how the fuck do you say his name? Scantling, whatever the fuck. He's been a dog. He's been finding the deep balls now. I think he's kind of the big target that Patty can rely on for those deep routes. And then Travis Kelce is just the best tight end in fucking football. Like, there's no debates. There's no if, ands, or buts. And Mark Andrews had a good year last year. I think Mark Andrews and George Kittle. I think the thing with George Kittle is that they play a lot of situational football in San Fran. They run the ball a lot. He's one of their best blockers. And their quarterback isn't the best. Now they have fucking Brock Purdy or whatever the fuck. So, it's going to be tough for him to really dominate. But Mark Andrews, I think, was definitely a runner, probably the best tight end last year in football in terms of numbers. But this year it's not even close. Travis Kelce is just the best tight end in football, and he's leaving it to no debates. So I think with all of that, the defense is still a problem for the Chiefs. I think it's gotten better. I think the pass rush is a little bit better, but I think the corner is just a bunch of guys. Like, there's no real lockdown defenders, and that's the ultimate price that we pay every single week when guys are just getting fucking cooked. And I think losing Tyrann Mathieu, there's a stat that I saw today, Tyrann Mathieu is ahead on tackles this season for any safety. Like, he is the safety with the most tackles this year. And we gave him up for basically nothing. And I understand that there was personality issues and attitudes and things like that came into play, but at the same time, he was a dog. and he sacrificed a lot for the team. Obviously on that championship run team, he was a big factor throughout the playoffs. And he was also a leader out there. He put guys in check. He told guys where to be at. So I think for the Chiefs, the biggest thing, the biggest threat to me is the Bengals. The Bengals with Von Bell and Jesse Bates at safety, it helps cover what their D-backs can't do, which is like just hold press coverage. The Bengals are terrible in the press, but they have those two safeties that help so much around the field. Like they get anywhere, they get to it. They're a tough outing, and then Joey B just looks like he has fucking Patrick Mahomes' number, and it's pissing me off because he hasn't been able to beat Joe Burrows yet, and it's just like, bro, what the fuck?
It comes down to IQ, bro. That's what it comes down to.
I don't know. I don't know if it's
Joe
about
Burrow's
IQ.
is higher than Patty's, bro.
I don't think. Well, okay. For one, I think Joe Burrows came.
The better quarterback.
Joe Burrows came from a better college situation and learning experience than Patrick Mahomes.
Twice. He left two schools.
Yeah, but he ended up with LSU and he won a championship. Yeah, but he ended up, for one, he learned about the position. He was able to study quarterback all those years.
That's true.
On top of that, he got into a situation with the perfect. Yeah, but he got into a situation with the perfect offense and the perfect defense at LSU. Like, he was in a situation when he was able to game manage consistently and obviously hit the big home run plays too, to Jamar Chase. He had Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who was able to, make some big catches too, and run the ball effectively in college. But at the same time, like, he was in a system. Patrick Mahomes came from Texas Tech, where it's a gunslinging system. When in doubt, throw it. When in doubt, that motherfucker's down there somewhere. Like, that's the offense that, Patrick Mahomes had over there. And the spread offense and just like, the deep routes in Texas Tech. So like, he was able to I think Joe Burrows was able to study football a lot better and understand game managing a lot better. Obviously, I think Patrick Mahomes has a better coach now, and that's why he's kind of been able to pick up the speed as he's developed in the league. But I don't know. I think that's the biggest threat. They also, like, we just can't guard them. We can't guard Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, and then their fucking tight end is a problem too. Like, we can't hold all of them down. So to me, I think that's the biggest threat for the Chiefs, more so than the Bills. And in the NFC, I don't think any team beats the Eagles right now. I think their defense is just too dominant. Their run game moves the chains exactly how they need to. And even in games where Jalen Hurts has made mistakes, their defense picks him right back up and puts him in situations to get back on the field.
Slay's a dog, bro. Like, he can guard anybody.
Who?
Slay.
Oh,
the
yeah.
cornerback.
Yeah.
He's an
Darius Slay
animal,
is a dog. He's a complete
dog, bro. Like, hands down, he could probably win defensive player.
I think I'd take him over Jalen Ramsey.
You think so?
Slay over Ramsey?
I think
I put him up there with Ramsey.
I think I'd take him over Ramsey in terms of man coverage. But I don't think I'd take him over Ramsey in like a zone situation or even the blitz. I think Jalen Ramsey is better in those situations, but man, I think he's better. I've seen Jalen Ramsey get fucking cooked. Like, just last year in the Super Bowl, he got fucking fried. Like, he's not
the best receivers in the game too, so we can't take.
He has. He has. There's nothing to take away, but I think like
I don't think Slay's up there just yet.
I think he's up there. I like his game. I like his attitude towards the game too. I think I'd take him right now, man to man. Overall, I'd probably take Jalen Ramsey, but I think man to man, I would probably take Darius Slay. So what?
He's younger and fresher.
Yeah, exactly. I think he's just a little bit more of a dog, but yeah, I think AFC Championship is gonna be the same. I think AFC Chiefs Bengals Championship, and then NFC I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna go Eagles and Vikings. I think. I don't.
Ramsey's younger.
He is.
Yeah, Slay is 31.
Yeah.
Ramsey has played more games than him, right?
No, bro.
I don't think so.
Jalen is what?
What, he like 20, 26? He's young.
Jalen Ramsey is 28.
28. Look at that. That's still young in the NFL.
Hell yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
especially for
I
a
mean, if you
a
say
defensive
what he
player,
is, yeah.
especially for the defensive player, he's definitely young. Um, but yeah, I think in the NFC, I'll take Eagles Vikings. I'm not gonna lie, the Vikings are so 50-50 because they give up a lot of points. They just
they do,
they
bro.
give up
They
more than
do.
Yeah,
20,
sometimes that's
They
24
do.
points a game, but they fucking put up the points. And I'm gonna
Yeah,
give
because
Kirk Cousins his
Jefferson, bro, that
flowers.
dude is unstoppable, bro.
Yeah, but
they need Randy Moss.
I think for me, Kirk Cousins has. I don't love him. He's not my cup of tea of a quarterback.
You like that?
But I'm liking it this season. I'm not gonna lie. I'm liking the
You like
production that he's
that?
given us this
Cousins
season.
is very
Um,
hit or miss. It all depends.
You
but
like that?
I think Kirk Cousins
Now, what you
ultimately
said,
wins
Jose,
it.
is true. He is hit or miss.
He is very hit or miss. But
Yeah.
I mean,
When
obviously,
he's on, he's on, though.
that's why I would take the Eagles in that NFC Championship matchup. If that was to be it, I would take the Eagles because of their defense. I think they would be a problem for the fact that Justin Jefferson is pretty much his go-to. Like that's his when in doubt type of situation receiver. So I think the Eagles would lock that down pretty well. After he might get his catches here or there, but I think they could easily lock him down and not give him anything. So I would take the Eagles. Eagles Chiefs Super Bowl. My MVP right now is Patrick Mahomes, for obvious reasons. Touchdowns, yards. He had a bad week this week. He had 3 touchdowns, but he had 3 picks, and they were pretty. One was like okay, it's forgivable. The other 2 were just fucking awful. But I think it's gonna be games like that, especially when you're trying to do too much. And it was against a team where it's like you can kind of take those chances down the field. So
his picks come when he's already up in the game.
yeah,
He doesn't throw picks like in crucial moments, like where in a scoring drive or a tying drive or a drive to take the lead. He don't throw picks in those situations. He throw picks when he's up 7 points, 10 points, 14 points. So you take that, like you that guy, you can make those plays. We live and die with you with that. So
yeah,
he never had a season when he's had like 10, 11, 12 picks like that. You don't see that. You see 5, 6 picks a season.
Last
great.
year he had a significant amount. I think he had like 15 picks last year.
Last year?
Yeah, I think he had I think it was like 30. I want to say 36 touchdowns or something like 35 touchdowns. And like 15 picks. I want to say. Right now he's at 33 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 4,100 yards. And there's still some games to play. So
41. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's why, and that's without the deep threat of Tyreek Hill, and that's why I think you just kind of got to give it to him. I mean, Jalen Hurts, I think ultimately why I would take Patrick Mahomes because Jalen Hurts has a great run game. Not to say the run game has developed in Kansas City with Pacheco.
It's not even that, bro. Their offensive line is just really good, bro. It looked like that Super Bowl year, and most of those guys are still there, bro. They literally locked in, bro. Like
Defensively,
as a quarterback.
No, so last year
you have time to sit there, you're dangerous.
Just to come back. So last year, Patrick Mahomes had 37 touchdowns, 13 picks, and he had 4,800 yards. So he's on pace to have more yards than he did last year at this point in the season. 4 games left with everything. If he continues to, 300 plus a game right now is gonna put him at 5,000. And then touchdowns, I probably see him getting at least 7 more, so he'll be at 40. So we'll see, but yeah, I think his yards right now a game average leads the league with 320. QBR, I think he's second. Might be first now. I'm not even 100% sure on it, but yeah, I mean I take him just because, like I said, the Eagles have a run game that's significant, and it's a big factor.
That's the only edge I'll give the Eagles. 1, they run the ball really well. 2, they have a great offensive line. And 3, at any given moment, Jalen Hurts could just take off, bro. He had a game where he threw 3 touchdowns and rushed for over 100 yards, bro. That's dominant. With a great defense, bro, it's hard to beat teams like that, bro. Like he's rushing for 100 and throwing 3 touchdowns. Like, come on, how do you stop him?
Yeah, I
And
mean,
then
I agree, but
then your offense gets on the field and they're getting stopped. It's hard, bro. That's a tough hole to climb out of.
so who do you have as MVP? Who do you see in the Super Bowl?
MVP Jalen Hurts.
Okay,
Cause
right.
like
I'm not.
you see how Braun was like the most dominant player in the league for like several years, and it's like, yo, bro, we can't just continue to give you all these MVPs. Patrick Mahomes have hit that ceiling. He's hit that mark where like, yo, bro, we get it. Like you're the best player in the world. Like you're the best football player in the world. But the league doesn't thrive and the league doesn't grow if you just keep handing the award to the same person. Like you have to build other stars. You have to build other teams. Like this shit has to grow with everyone, not just you. And I just think Patty, he's just only gonna compete for Super Bowls from now on. Like I don't think he could probably win another one, but to say he's gonna win like 2, 3 more MVPs is not happening, bro.
I
And it's not
disagree.
because he
I
can't
don't.
and he doesn't have the talent. It's just you just got to give light to other players, bro. They did it to Braun. Braun could have won 6, 7
That's
MVPs.
fine, but they didn't do it to
Probably
fucking Brady. So this is a different league. They didn't do it to Brady. They continuously gave Brady. They just gave Brady another one. What was it? 3 years ago. His last year, I think, with the Pats when Carson Wentz was supposed to win it, but he got hurt. They gave it to Brady. Aaron Rodgers, they gave it to him back-to-back years. So I think it's about production more or less in the NFL more than the story. Like the NBA, I think the NBA is a little bit. It's a little bit trickier because there's
That
so
shit
many.
rigged, bro.
It's
The
too
NBA is
it's too
rigged.
close in the NBA. I think that's the thing in the NBA. Like points and averages and games, like it's too close in the NBA to really just be like, okay, obviously LeBron is the best player in the world. Obviously his value on the floor
I
is
wouldn't
zero
say
to
that no
none.
more.
I would
I
still
think I
say it.
think
I would still say it. I'm not
yeah,
putting
but
anyone
you
else
see,
there.
it's exactly the same conversation we're having about Patrick. Like you are the best, but it's like, yo, bro, like, all right, we get it. Someone else is like slightly there,
Yeah, but I don't think
and
if you
if
take
Deion,
Patrick Mahomes right now, so I'm gonna bring up Patrick Mahomes numbers right now, and then compare them to um, Jalen Hurts.
to Jalen,
Yeah, I mean that's the argument. So we're gonna compare. Obviously, for one, Jalen Hurts' rushing is probably gonna be significantly higher.
higher.
Um, but just based off of the quote unquote quarterback stats, right? Um, right now Jalen Hurts has 3,100 yards, 22 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. So his interception ratio is really good. But then again, you don't throw the ball a whole lot. He's averaging 242 yards a game. What else? Completion rate is at 68%. So great stats. Touchdown percentage 5.7. I'm trying to see his rushing yards just because I want to bring those into account too. I don't know why Pro Football isn't showing it.
He has a lot of rushing touchdowns too.
All right, rushing. Okay, so rushing this year, he has 686 yards, 10 touchdowns, and he's
10 touchdowns
averaging.
rushing.
Yeah, 10 touchdowns rushing.
That's crazy.
So he's at 32 touchdowns in total. Comparing to Patrick Mahomes, we have 4,100 yards, 33 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, completion rate of 65%. What else?
Looks like Jalen's beating him so far.
2.2% interception ratio, and then rushing. Patrick Mahomes this year has 47 yards 280 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns. So
Jalen's
he's at
definitely
34.
MVP, bro.
I don't know. I think for me, it's
And his
more
team
about
has a better
he doesn't
record.
throw as much. So it's like when you're
He's
looking
rushing.
exactly. So when you're looking
Has
at
10 touchdowns rushing, bro. That is elite. You
But-
can't name 3 running backs in the league that have 10 touchdowns, bro.
But then again, but the way that I look at it is that he has these rushing touchdowns, but he has great running backs that move the chains down the field. So a lot of the situations where he's put at the 1 or like the 3-yard line or the 4-yard line. He can easily have the ball in his hand. He has two great receivers and a good enough tight end that has to earn respect that you can't just completely forget about them and let him throw an easy ball to them. So he has the field to, okay, I'm looking around. He has the line. I'm looking around. No decisions. I'm going to take off. Easy touchdown. I found the gap. I scrambled out the pocket. No one's here. Oh, no one's in front of me. I can rush him for an easy touchdown. Whereas like he has a natural given ability to do that. He has the athleticism to do that. But at the same time, I don't think that because of those 10 rushing touchdowns that I can give somebody. It's different than like a situation like Lamar, where Lamar is consistently running the football. Like that is his game. That is his go-to.
MVP doing that though.
Yeah, and I mean, if you look at Lamar's MVP season compared, I mean, I think
he rushed for like 1,000.
Yeah, he rushed for way more than Jalen Hurts is rushing for right now, and definitely threw more for than what he's rushing. What Jalen Hurts is thrown for. Just to bring up Lamar Jackson's stats to compare his MVP season to Jalen Hurts so far.
I also give Jalen the MVP because we didn't predict for Philly to be this good, bro. They counted that kid out from the jump, like, oh, Jalen.
Okay, look.
And look what he's doing, bro.
No, I completely agree. And I said I saw the potential in Jalen Hurts last year when he made the wild card game. It's just about he has to be able to throw receivers open and not throw to wide receivers, to open wide receivers, if that makes sense. Like he had to be able to see, hey, Devontae Adams just got 30 yards, hit the post, he's wide open, he's gonna hit this post right now, let me throw this because there's space, rather than let me wait for him to be open after making the cut and then throwing it, because at that point someone's gonna realize, yo, this motherfucker's open, like the safety or the free safety is gonna come help. So I think he's been able to do that this year a lot better and throw guys open rather than waiting for guys standing around waiting for them to get open.
Because you see how he's feeding Devontae.
Yeah, I mean, between Devontae and AJ Brown is ridiculous. But comparing Lamar Jackson's MVP season, so Lamar Jackson in 2019 he had 36 touchdowns with 6 interceptions. He averaged 208 yards throwing a game with a QBR of 83.0. 66 completion rate with 3,100 yards in the air.
Jalen's completion rate is higher than Patrick and.
But he doesn't have the. But he doesn't have the. But he doesn't have the yards. Lamar had 3,100 yards. Jalen Hurts right now has. Oh no, Jalen Hurts does have 3,100 yards. I thought for some reason I thought he had 21 or 2,300.
No, he's up there. Like he literally matches every box, bro. Like
in terms of rushing. In terms of rushing, 2019 Lamar Jackson had 7 rushing touchdowns for 1,206 yards. So he has over. I mean, in touchdowns, yeah, but in yards, he's still halfway. Like, he needs to rush for 100 in these last, how many games left are there? We're in week, there's 13 games played, so 4 games left? In 4 games, he has to rush for basically $150 each, or $150 for 2, and then $1 for each. Like, he's not going to do it. He's not going to get 1,200 rushing yards.
Yeah, but that doesn't disqualify him from winning an MVP.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't disqualify him. I don't think it disqualifies him. But I think also like Jalen. I mean, his QBR is only a 70 point. His QBR. His QBR is a 70.4 compared to Lamar, who's the 83.0. Patrick Mahomes right now leads the league in QBR with 77.9. So QBR is usually the metric that they use. He's over Jalen Hurts by 1,000 yards passing. Like, so that is insane.
If we take Patty out the equation, you don't think Jalen Hurts' season is an MVP season?
I think it's an MVP season. I'm not saying that. I think he is a number 2 for this year. Like the rushing combined with the passing still doesn't equal the amount of yards that Patrick Mahomes has. He's still under Patrick Mahomes by over 300 yards in total. So even though you have 3,000 yards, I get
that for sure. But he has the better record. He's gonna have a first round bye. He has a better defense.
What is the Chiefs? The Chiefs are 10-3, right?
No,
yeah, 10-3.
40 points and back-to-back.
Eagles are 12-1
on good defenses too.
It's true. I still well, he still has to play the Cowboys again, so I want to see
Yeah,
that game. That's going to be a deciding factor for him too.
yeah,
I
facts.
don't think he throws a lot of picks, so I don't think he's being careless with the football where he's going to throw picks.
Yeah,
I
he
think
don't
it will
force
be
the
more
ball.
about the
He rather
pressure.
run than throw it.
I'm really interested to see what type of pressure Micah Parsons could bring against the Eagles line and see if he can get some pressure on Jalen
Tough,
Hurts.
bro. That line is tough, and they
It's tough,
big,
but I
bro.
think they have the power to get some pressure up against them.
Oh, absolutely. You're always gonna get a couple in there, like for sure. Like, but right now, bro, I think he's the MVP, and I think he just has the team to back him and on both sides, on offense and defense.
I respect it. I'm not gonna. I right now to me it's kind of a. I would favor over Patty for one because of the yards and just the level of difficulty compared to the two teams. But I wouldn't be upset if Jalen Hurts won it. I mean, it is what it is. He's having a great season too. I think he's gonna continue to be have great seasons in the NFL. So I don't knock it. But what do you see Super Bowl right now? Super Bowl well, NFC, AFC championship matchups, and then who comes out of each side to go to the Super Bowl?
I say Bills, Chiefs, AFC, NFC. I probably go what you call it. Obviously Philly, and probably the Vikings. You could probably throw the Rams in there,
I don't think the
but
Rams are
The
gonna
Rams
make
gonna
it.
get you.
they're not. Yeah, you're right. So yeah, so I'll go Vikings.
As of today, I think they have the the bracket up. Let me
Let
see.
me see. I got you right now.
Yeah,
Conference
Jose the
wise,
engineer over there. Like,
conference wise, it goes Bills, Chiefs, Ravens, Titans, and then the next three teams are the Bengals, Dolphins, and Pats. That's of the AFC.
yeah, I don't
NFC, the
count, I don't count the
Eagles.
Bengals out either, bro.
Yeah, that's my
Yeah.
pick. That's my pick.
Then in the NFC, you have the Eagles, Vikings, 49ers, and the Bucks. Those are your division leaders, and then the next three teams will be the Cowboys, the Commanders, and the Giants.
I don't got the Bucks in there. The
I
Giants are
mean,
what, a wild card?
yeah,
We're in the hunt.
I,
Yeah, yeah.
I hope they get into the postseason.
you have
We
to because of that
we
talk.
the six. Yeah. So we have to have a better record than the Washington Commanders in order to make it. We're in the seventh spot right now. We need to make it to the sixth spot to be a wild card team. So we're
No,
not
no, no,
completely
no.
out of it.
Remember, there's only one bye team.
Yeah, but if you read right here, it
What team gets by,
says
right?
in the hunt, 6 playoff berths available. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh yeah. Seattle's in the hunt behind us, so we have to win because Seattle could technically come up.
Went today.
The Giants just need a quarterback, bro.
Yeah, well, that's a
Danny
debate for
Downs
another
don't cut
time.
it. He don't cut it, bro. He just doesn't cut it.
So you say coming
AFC,
out of the AFC, who do you got, Chiefs or Bills, based off your prediction?
Say that's the AFC Championship. That's a toss up. It comes down to who comes out and has a better game. It's either Josh Allen comes out with Stephon Diggs and light it up, or Patty comes up and just do what he does on a regular basis. And
Yeah,
for some reason, Buffalo always seems to run into the Chiefs, and that's like their boogeyman, and they can't get over that hump.
yeah. I think what we saw last year in the divisional round against the Bills, with the Chiefs and Bills, I think it was just a movie of what's gonna happen every single time. Like it's gonna be the same movie every time. Whereas like the Bills might come out and have these big plays, but the Chiefs ultimately break it down and come back and win. Stephon Diggs last year in that game only had 14 yards, and that's against a team who we're not known for defense. Like the Chiefs are not known for their defense, and you were not able to get open. Gabe Davis had a big game. He caught every touchdown, but Stephon Diggs just wasn't. He was MIA. So I think I think if they were to meet again, there's probably going to be a lot more focus on getting Stephon Diggs involved. But yeah, I think the Chiefs just have an answer for everything, especially against their defense. Especially now that Von Miller's out for the season, the one thing that you were kind of hoping on is being able to have that pass rush, be aggressive enough to get over Patty. But yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen.
Tough.
And then NFC, you got the Eagles. I'm guessing.
Of course. Yeah, of course. Not only that, like they're like right here, like where I live. I don't live in Philly, but they're like right there, type shit. And
I
you
feel
see all
you.
the fans and shit, and everywhere you go is like Philly, Philly, Philly. So
I feel you. I mean, yeah, I don't doubt it. That's my prediction. I think it's Eagles Chiefs.
if
Um,
they don't make it to the Super Bowl, that's a super bust, bro.
yeah, it's a super
Super,
bus. Yeah, super
because I don't
bus.
see them losing another game the
I don't
rest of
know.
their
Um,
schedule.
I don't know. I mean, they got the Bears coming up. That's
Who?
obviously that should be an easy win. But you fucking never know in the NFL, to be honest.
No, bro. They coming off 2 40-point games, bro. 48 and 48. That's crazy.
So the Eagles have
That's Patty Mahomes numbers, bro.
I mean, they have 40 against the Packers. They had 35 against the
48
Titans.
against the
48
Giants.
against the Giants. They got the Bears
they
coming up.
violated.
Now they have to finish the season going Cowboys. After the Bears, they got the Cowboys, they got the Saints, and they got the G-Men for their final game on January 8th. So I don't know. We're gonna have to see. I don't know. I don't know. They possibly could lose one of those games, Cowboys or Giants. It kind of just
If
depends
they
on what
do
team.
lose, it will be to the
They can't
Cowboys.
lose. Yeah, that's probably the only debatable game they'll
I
lose.
mean, you
I
never
Other
think
know.
than
the
that,
only thing that could beat them, they will
My
probably be the Cowboys.
I
The
think the
Giants have the
Giants.
defense, but they don't have the offensive power.
Yes, but they can also do a thing where the Giants is the last game of the season. They could sit their players. Like, why risk anyone getting hurt? Especially if the Giants are in the hunt and they're playing like they're trying to win football. Why risk someone getting hurt, getting popped, concussion, whatever, leading up into the playoffs? Like, I think they would probably sit everyone.
You know who's one hit away from his career?
oof.
Tua.
Uh, I mean,
Uh, side note.
Bro, that
Jalen
man went
Hurts
to another.
been sacked more than Patty.
Bro, Tua went to another earth. He was
He
like
got
this,
concussed,
bro.
right?
he
He
came
went
back.
to
If
Russell Wilson got
bro,
knocked the fuck out against the Chiefs.
Russell Wilson is a
he was looking
fucking
at the
bum.
stars Thursday.
Yeah, I can't believe how bad Russell Wilson has looked this year, bro.
Bro,
Pathetic,
Geno Smith has been outplaying him.
bro. Pathetic, bro. It's like, bro, what's up with you? Like, Sierra not doing nothing in the crib. Like, what's up?
He's a prima donna, bro.
Yo, he's
He he's a
nasty,
pretty
bro.
boy. Like
He's
you
cool,
really
bro.
seeing that now.
He
You
got some
seen why the
stench on
Legion
him.
of Boom never really like interacted with him or
Yeah.
acknowledged him at that.
Yeah,
True.
I said it last year when they made the move, when the Chargers made the move for Khalil Mack, when the Raiders made the move for Devontae Adams. You're in the same division. You're gonna have to play each other. Not, they were predicting each team to have fucking at least 8 wins, and it's like you have to play each other for one, and two, the games that you have in between those aren't just easy games. Like the AFC is pretty stacked when you have to go against, and depending on what team, if you have any against the NFC, like it's not going to be, it's most likely not going to be an easy game. So it's like, I think, I kind of predicted the Chiefs to still lead the division. They still are. So I don't know. I think the Broncos were just, they were just too gassed up. I think they weren't in the predicament where it wasn't Peyton Manning coming in to run your offense. You still had to develop that offense, and someone
That's
had to take
exactly
it
what it
over.
was, bro. They thought the same thing that happened with Payne was gonna happen.
That's the
with
sheriff. That is the sheriff. Like, that man came in and he designed the plays. He knew exactly where to hit receivers on specific routes. Like, it's a different mindset. And those receivers were also in different times. They were hungry. They were ready to win. Jerry Judy's still very young. Sutton is, I mean, he's good. I think Jerry Judy's slightly better than him, in my opinion, in terms of talent.
Not for nothing.
But
Not for nothing, but Russell Wilson's last 2 seasons, the only one that kept him alive was what's his name?
DK Metcalf.
Metcalf. He was the only one that was keeping his numbers up like that. He had someone to go to. He don't
And
really
Metcalf
have
was-
anyone to go to in Denver. Like, who can he throw the ball to?
Man,
It's supposed to be Judy, but Judy, it's difficult when you know Judy's going to be the one and everyone's going to double team him off of that.
It's not working,
DK's
bro.
a big body, but at the end of last season, you saw DK wasn't really messing with him. He wasn't really communicating with him. They wanted him out. And now he's in
Gino
Denver,
looks
and now they want him
Gino
out.
looks real good with him.
I have him on my fantasy team. I beg to fucking differ. It's a game-to-game basis. Like DK, like I think the
It is,
problem
but he's
was
outplaying Russell.
yeah, no, Gino is outplaying Russell. I'm saying DK Metcalf in terms of like production, like he's not the. It doesn't look like he's like the guy that they consistently go to every single game. Like it's more of a run the ball. They have a great I forget the running back's name, but he's a dog. Like he's definitely a big impact, and especially helping Gino succeed because the play action is just it's there with when you have a run game. So the play action has been great. But yeah, I don't know. I think. For Russell Wilson, I think they might need to get another a big piece for him to really like for him to even look decent. I don't know. To me, bro, he was out throwing motherfuckers by 20 yards. He was short throwing motherfuckers by 10. Like it just looks like his head's not in it.
He needs that safety blanket. He needs a good tight end, I think. He needs that or another tight end.
Jose, you hit it right on the nail, bro. You hit it exactly on the nail. Russell Wilson don't have a tight end, bro. He folds, bro.
Yeah, I mean that or a run game. If he doesn't have a good run game, he you can't disguise all the things that he doesn't do great.
Can you get me something to drink, please?
Jose, who do you have coming out of? Who do you have the AFC Championship matchup, NFC Championship matchup, and then who you got coming out of each side?
First and foremost, MVP. I'll probably edge it to Jalen. Defensive Player of the Year, I'll probably go either Michael Parsons or Bosa from San Fran. AFC matchup, I'll probably have the Bills and Chiefs. NFC, there's a toss-up between Philly and whoever, and the field, basically. I don't see no one in the NFC beating Philly.
Me either, bro.
Or even competing at that level with Philly. Maybe San Fran. I'll say San Fran as a second opponent.
They're healthy, bro. That's why I said San Fran, but San Fran has to get in.
Quarterback. No,
they're in the playoff picture.
San Fran is crazy.
They just don't have a quarterback.
At the right time at that. It's just
exactly.
They lost their quarterback.
Jimmy G's out, and then Trey Lance is out. They're fucking using Brock Purdy like it's doable.
And he's up 21-6.
I mean, it's doable, but I don't think he can. Like, eventually, you're gonna need against a team like Philly. You're gonna need offense. Like,
you need firepower. Bro.
You need to hit a big
fire.
play somewhere. Like, and San Fran can hit the big play defensively, get the fumble, whatever it might be. But you need the big
plays.
plays.
Get tired if their defense is out there all day.
Yeah, exactly. You need to, and like, I think Christian McCaffrey can still move the chains for them. They have a good run game with, it's just about like their schemes are very like blatant. Like, they're gonna try to give Debo the ball to run. They're gonna try to do a screenplay with Debo or for C-Mac.
Debo,
you know what it is with their plays, bro?
Debo is out, but
their plays take way longer to develop than regular offenses. Like the quarterback literally has to sit there 3-4 seconds for that play to develop. And you don't have 3-4 seconds in the NFL like that, bro.
Yep.
Especially in the postseason.
Yeah,
Exactly.
they motherfuckers coming for your head. Like they coming to kill.
So what we got? We got Chiefs, Philly in the Super Bowl.
Who do you got coming out?
Oh, that's tough. That I can't call.
Out of the AFC and the NFC, who do you got coming out?
Matchup, I'll let you to the Chiefs, and then obviously the Philadelphia Eagles, and then in the Super Bowl, I'm taking the Eagles. Taking defense.
Could do it.
Spicy.
I ain't sweating that.
Spicy. I like you like that, Jose. I like you like that.
Realistic. You have to understand that I like the Chiefs, but the thing is, defensively, against that front line of Philly, they're gonna run.
Put up points,
They're gonna put up points. You don't have to worry about throwing the ball against you. They'll control the
run the shit.
Nah, I don't think so. I think
and defensively, go ahead, Pat. Throw the ball. We'll play 2 quarterback.
I mean, that's what everyone's going to play against the Chiefs all playoffs. It's going to be cover 2, and it's going to be about Patty hitting the running back and hitting the checkdowns. But I think for me, Steve Spagnuolo does a great job when it comes to the playoffs and designing. You saw it against the Bills. They had the number one offense or the number two offense, number one defense last year. They had a great running game. They had two good receivers. They have a good tight end, and he was able to do enough. Like it's with the Chiefs, it's not about getting every stop; it's about getting the right stops. You get a stop, and at a point after you score, you get a stop when they're in the end zone, and you force them to three. Those type of stops is what keeps the Chiefs' chains moving and keeps them in the game. So to me, I think I got the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl, beating the Eagles. I'm gonna say the score is 31-28. And I'm gonna say Chiefs win it.
You got Chiefs winning by field goal?
Yeah, I got Chiefs winning by field goal. It's
You giving it up to the kicker?
Probably. Yeah, I mean Harrison Buckner is a great kicker. I wouldn't doubt him, and I think they put him in a good enough spot to make it. But yeah, I think that would be the score.
He's good.
yeah, like get him at least to kick at least a 59 or 50 yarder, and he's good. Like his long as a 62.
Yeah, he in the building with that.
So,
where's the Super Bowl this year?
Arizona.
Also, you in good temperature.
Yeah, it's close.
We out to Vegas the following year.
Yeah.
Vegas, fire.
Yeah, I would want to go to that Super Bowl, to be honest, in Vegas. That'd be big.
Fire.
But yeah,
WrestleMania
is in the postseason.
Who's the what?
Really?
WrestleMania is gonna be in Philly next year.
Shit.
We need to do something for that then, definitely.
Facts.
But who's your dark horses? Like in the postseason, I'll say the Ravens in the AFC or the Bengals.
No, you definitely gotta go Bengals.
Well, the Bengals aren't my dark horse because I got them making the AFC Championship.
Okay. I think Bengals is the only one that could dethrone Patty.
No, those are the only teams. I feel like Ravens could still do something defensively.
Nah.
And then Joey B offensively, like you can't just count them out.
Yeah, that's what you need offense, bro.
So for me,
in order to beat Patty, bro, you have to put up points, bro. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You have to fight fire with fire, bro. Patty's not gonna go into a playoff game and score 13 points. It's not happening. It's not happening.
I mean, unless it was against the fucking Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but that was different time, no line. But I think for me, the my AFC Championship is Chiefs and Bengals. So Bengals aren't gonna be my dark horse because I think they're gonna push through the whole playoffs, even if they have to go in as a wild card team like they did last year. I think they're gonna be able to thug it out, win. Joey B's a dog. Jamar Chase is a dog. I love him at wide receiver.
Check the Bengals remaining games, please.
The Bengals remaining games.
So they're technically tied with the Ravens.
Yeah.
NFC North.
So
AFC North.
The Bengals' next game is against Tom Brady. He's gonna fucking demolish Tom Brady. Then he has Mac Jones with the Patriots. He's got the Bills, and then last game January 8th would be against the Ravens. So depending on what their record looks like after these next three games, that last game could be that last game might be big. But to me, I think the dark horse would be I'm in a toss up in the AFC between for one, the Bills are already in. I just don't see them as a full contender. I think Josh Allen has shown not enough poise in the red zone. Last couple of games, he's throwing picks in the red zone, just trying to force it to certain receivers. Obviously, he can learn from those mistakes and not take it into the playoffs, but I think his expectations for the season were so high, and he was supposed to be MVP, and now it's like Patty or Jalen Hurts, and he's not even in the picture. I think he has so much pressure on him that he could, go all the way and beat teams to make it to the Super Bowl. So I'll take him as my, so to speak, dark horse, even though he has a great record, and he's in the playoffs. I just don't know. Like, I don't have him making it, but potential. And then the AFC, it's kind of tough. And I mean, yeah, NFC, honestly, as much as I hate myself for saying it, I'm gonna take the Cowboys.
For real?
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Cowboys. I
Yeah,
think
As a dark horse?
as a dark horse, yeah, as a dark horse to
Okay,
make
okay,
it.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'll take
because
that. I'll take that.
I have Eagles and Vikings in the NFC chip game, so I'll take the Cowboys. I like their defense. I'm liking what I see from Dak Prescott. Just being able to have that chemistry with his receivers, CD, Michael Gallup coming about. Their run game with Tony Pollard has been way better than it was with Zeke.
Pollard and Zeke, bro, they ain't sync, bro. Like I've never seen two running backs literally want each other to win like those
Yeah,
two, bro.
yeah, exactly. So I
They
like
not mad who
them.
gets the ball, bro, at all.
Yeah, I like them as my dark horse. I think because they got the defense and they can put
I'll
up the
take that
top
one with
power.
you too.
All right, who you got in AFC, NFC dark horse?
AFC, I'll go in the NFC. I'll go Cowboys. I think them or either San Fran if they can get in. In the AFC, I'll go with my boy Joey Burrow.
I get that. I feel that. Yeah, I like I said, like Joey B to me is already he's gonna be in the chip game. I don't think I don't think
If
it's
they
gonna be
can stay
Josh Allen.
healthy, I think so.
Yeah, they're just and that's why I think too. Like they're getting hot right now and they're getting all their pieces back right now. They got
Bro, and they
Jamar Chase
started off
back.
bad, bro. It was like what 0-3.
Yeah, I think 0-3, 0-4, some shit like
Yeah,
that.
bro. They
It was
started
pretty
off on a
bad.
bad note.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. That's pretty good dark horses there. Kind of want to end it off with some basketball. I know it's very early on in the season, but there's been a lot of things going on in the NBA. We had the great Draymond Green sucker punch this off season or this preseason before the season kicked off. That shit really put I think a little bit of a dark cloud over the Warriors this season so far, especially defensively. But then, me coming into the season, my three, the way that I had the standings were West, I had Golden State, Suns, and then it was Golden State, Suns. I want to say the Lakers, but I probably am lying. It was probably the Clippers, to be honest. And then in the East, you said what?
You wouldn't put the Pelicans up there?
I have them as a dark horse, my dark horse in the NBA, out the West. I think they're gonna make the playoffs and they're gonna make some noise. But no, that's why I had top three. I had Golden State, Phoenix Suns, and Memphis Grizzlies. I had those as my top three teams. They could kind of interchange, not necessarily like 1, 2, 3, but like Golden State, Suns, and Grizzlies are definitely the top three for me. And then out the East, I have Boston 1, Milwaukee 2, and then Brooklyn 3rd. Obviously, there's a lot of things going on between that, but yeah, I mean,
over Miami,
huh?
You got the Nets over Miami?
Yeah, I got the Nets over Miami. I think with KD, Ben, Kyrie figuring it out, it's kind of shown lately. I mean, they're fourth right now at 17-12, right behind the Cleveland Cavaliers by a game. So I feel comfortable saying Brooklyn in the top three. I don't even know where the fuck Miami stands at right now, to be honest. Miami's in 8th place, so they got some work cut out for them. So yeah, I take those three. What do you guys think? Start with you, Godlo. What do you got top three East Conference?
Top three in the East or in the West?
In both.
In the West, I got. Oh damn! I'll go Suns.
This top three like to determine like the final standings, or just going into like the
like final
break?
standing. Like who's gonna be the top three teams in the West, like to contend. Okay. Top three contenders in the West and the East.
You know who's gonna be a creeper too? Denver.
Yeah, they should be. I mean, they have the talent, but I think it's more about. I think it's more about health for them than anything else.
Absolutely, yeah. I was about to say Denver's biggest problem is just staying healthy. Hopefully, Jamal and Michael Porter Jr. can stay healthy for Joker, because if Joker gets hurt, that pretty much blows up the whole season.
What about the Clippers?
The same
I
thing
got
with the
them in the
Clippers.
playoffs. It's about health. John Wall, I love what I've seen from my boy John Wall this year. Everyone counted him out. I never did. I've been saying he's gonna cook up. He's having a big year for them. I think it's ultimately up to Paul George and Kawhi's health. To be honest, like they're slowly like looking like that team, but they have to really like just click and get in rhythm and yeah, just duke it out. So
Cavaliers are third
yeah,
in the East.
yeah. Right now it's Celtics, Bucks,
They had a pretty
Cavs.
good team. The addition of
Celtics,
Spider
Bucks,
is
Cavaliers, Nets, 76ers, the Knicks, Pacers, Heat, Hawks, Raptors. Then in the West, you got Pelicans at 1. And I don't see why. That's why I said, like, how are we not going to put them up there?
I have
Even
them
as
as
a
my dark
dark
horse.
horse.
It's kind of early for them, I think.
it's early, but right now
But
it's just
they're finding their
Zion.
flow, bro.
They are.
Not completely.
They're legit threats. They have defense. They have the firepower. If Zion can stay healthy, Bi can stay healthy, McCollum can stay healthy. They have the pieces, but I think ultimately for me, it's just like that playoff experience. Like they got a little bit of it last year against the Suns,
Right.
but they didn't have Zion. Like if they had Zion, they could have potentially won that series. Like a lot of people think, and I think so too. But you have to have that. You have to have that that consistency of experience in order to
What about the
grow.
Grizzlies?
They're in my top
The
three.
Grizzlies have experience.
They have. They're in my top three. They're in my top three for contenders. I got Golden State.
So I would say Suns, Grizzlies, and Pelicans. Because I feel like Zion is like he's finding his mojo,
Rhythm. Yeah.
and everyone is following with him. And that slam dunk against the Suns was I feel like it was a mark. Like he's basically saying like, yo, I'm here. Like don't forget who I am. Like I'm here.
I know the
In the
Grizz.
East, I probably go Boston. In the East, I go Boston, Nets, 76ers. That's my top three.
Say that
You
again.
guys say that again in the East.
In the
Boston.
East, I have the Nets, Boston, and 76ers.
Okay. See that? Yeah, that's the thing. The 76ers are good as long as Embiid is
You can put
healthy.
the Cavaliers
and
up
Harden.
there too
That's your
with
dark horse.
Donovan Mitchell. If he continues to play the way he's playing, I think you could put him up there. But once it comes down in a stretch where you're playing teams 5-7 times, I don't think they could get over that hump. They don't have enough star power. They have all the right role players and all the right pieces, but they don't have a superstar there. So I wouldn't put them that far in the postseason.
I feel you.
Like I'll put the Bucks, Celtics. Then I didn't even put the Bucks. I said Boston, 76ers, and Nets. Without the Bucks, you got to put the Bucks up there, bro.
I got the
So it's a
Bucks.
mix.
I got Celtics, Bucks, Nets. That's my three.
You don't. I feel like we got to put Philly in there, bro.
I don't.
I don't know. Just Joel Embiid, bro.
I don't
He's
give
a
a
fucking
fuck about
animal.
Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid is a great player, and like he is probably the best center in the league. I take Jokic. It's kind of depending what you prefer. I like the passing, the scoring, the shooting. Joel's more of he can shoot the ball, not at the highest clip, but he can shoot it. He's dominant in the post and he brings defense. But to me, I think that team really runs through James Harden at this point. If James Harden isn't productive and can't get everybody else involved to be productive, like the Tobias Harrises, like the Thybulls, all those guys,
Well,
then I don't think that they cut it, and I don't think ultimately they're going to be able to do that.
I see what you're saying there. They need Tobias, which he's clutch. And you seen when Embiid went out, like he helped carry that team. He got more
Yeah.
shots. He got more time. So if you feed him more, I think they could get over the hump. But you definitely need Tobias, Joel, and what you call it to really step up. Harden.
Yeah,
If those three don't step up, then you're shit out of luck.
yeah. I think that's the biggest thing for me. Like I've seen James Harden fold in some of the biggest games of his career.
Every
Not to say
playoff game in his career, he's folded.
Yeah, I
Every single
mean,
one.
I seen it against the Clippers when his team came back and Josh Smith was the one fucking lining it up for them. They came back from 3-1 against them. I seen it against Golden State multiple times.
The only time they made it to the Western Conference was because of Chris Paul.
I mean, no, they made the conference finals when it was him and Pat Bev against Golden State. We just spanked them.
You're right. You're right. Yeah, you're right.
It was just a lopsided matchup, and ultimately, like, it was James Harden or bust, so we was able to hold him down. But yeah, I don't know. I see the potential in Philly, but I don't buy into it enough. Like I'm not sold.
You don't trust that process.
Yeah, I don't trust that process, bro. Like I don't see them being. I mean, you compare them against Milwaukee. You got Giannis, you got Drew Holiday, you got Chris Middleton. It's like
Brook Lopez.
yeah, like
Jared Allen.
you have
Bobby Portis. And
you,
Bobby Portis is clutch. He's gonna win 6 Man of the Year, bro. Coming off
Then
the
you
bench,
see him.
scoring 16 with 10 rebounds, bro.
But then like you compare it, and then you see Brooklyn. Brooklyn is finally picking it up. Ben Simmons is coming into his own. He's facilitating the offense. He's playing defense. Kyrie's finally finding it again. KD is always going to be KD. The other guys on the team are giving good input, like Seth Curry. Claxton is finally looking like he's actually going to be able to defend the rim. Celtics are just in the finals, and they, to me, have the MVP of the league right now, Jason Tatum. Like, he is on a different fucking level right now. Like, he is hungry.
Jalen.
What?
Him and Jalen.
Jalen's having a big year too, but like you can like if MVP is Jason Tatum.
That win over the Lakers put him over the top for MVP. When he pulled up on Braun with that step back,
yeah,
and iced him. That right there solidified, like, yo, I'm here. And he was there last year. Like, he just got to get over the hump. And you got to give him credit because they got a new coach.
Yep.
And he's still out there dogging.
Exactly. That's exactly my point. Like, he's not slowing down since the playoffs last year. Like, last year, first of all, he is a fucking kid. Because Jason Tatum, like,
he's that young.
Jason Tatum, like, I want to say Jason Tatum is younger than me, and I think he is. Yeah, he's 24 fucking years old. He's a year younger than me. And, like, he just beat Giannis, KD, and Jimmy Butler in series. All in the same year. And he lost to Stephen Curry. Like, he lost to the greatest shooter and probably the greatest dynasty of this decade. Like,
of this ever, nigga.
No, in the last 10 years, that's definitely the best team.
Bro, the Warriors assembled the best offensive team we've ever seen in NBA history, bro. We can say Shaq and Kobe, but no.
I don't.
Klay Thompson, Stephen Curry, Kevin Durant. Come on, bro. Did you see what they did to Braun, bro?
I mean, yeah, but I'm talking about like the team that he faced. I'm not like
right now.
Yeah, like the team that he faced with Jordan Poole and Wiggins and all of them. Like, it was a constructed team that was able to do it.
Run machine, bro.
Exactly. So it's like when someone lost to the Spurs. Like, you lost to a better coach team and a better system. Like, you lost to a better system. It's nothing against like your greatness. It's just what happened to LeBron against the Spurs. Like, it wasn't for Ray Allen.
Let me ask you a question, real quick question. It's not off topic, but it's off topic. Who would you say is a better coach, Steve Kerr or Phil Jackson? Since they both had the best players to ever play this game assembled on the team, who would you edge the coaching to? Would you say Phil Jackson or would you say Steve Kerr?
I would edge it to Steve Kerr.
Me too.
And here's why. The reason why I'll edge it to Steve Kerr is because Phil Jackson was in a situation where he had the most dominant player to ever play the game and the most dominant mindset to ever play the game. 2 times. He had Michael Jordan and he had Kobe Bryant. Michael Jordan was able to get he was able to bring that fire out of his players. Like, he was able to bring that fire out of Steve Kerr. He was able to bring that fire out of Dennis Rodman to be able to play their role. Like, listen, if you just play your role perfectly, we can win. Phil Jackson obviously had to facilitate that, right, and make sure that it kept running and it kept going well, because it's hard to manage all of those personalities and those egos all at once. But at the same time, I think that he hit a gold pot. Like, he hit the lotto each time. Like, he went to Kobe and it was the same mindset. Kobe was trying to bring that better player and that fire out of everybody on his team. Like, he was literally willing to fight Shaq. Like, that is
Right.
like,
He said, "Get him out of here."
like he was able to like really give his teammates just like that will to just be like, yo, I want to win. So in that perspective, and then looking at to what Steve Kerr joined, like, obviously Steve Kerr joined a team that was already being developed. It was on the brink of doing great things, but I always say, like, Mark Jackson did a great job of setting the foundation for the Warriors, but he was never able to
Right pieces
overcome certain obstacles. He was very.
He wasn't it, Papi.
It wasn't even. I mean, when Mark Jackson took over, it was more. It was mostly.
He wanted to start Lee over
Draymond.
over Draymond.
Yeah, and I mean, he was.
I mean, Mark
was,
had that old school mentality of, well, if you want to become a starter, you have to earn it off the bench.
Exactly.
You're a rookie. You're gonna have to go through the trials and tribulations of being a rookie. I don't care if you're that nice.
But it wasn't even.
This is how I organized it.
But it wasn't even about that. It was more about not wanting Steph Curry and Klay Thompson to take X amount of threes. Like, hey, 8 threes a game is good enough. Like, you don't need to shoot that many of them. Things like that. And he was kind of putting a hold to what we were going to be able to see out of Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. Steve Kerr, yeah, he wanted to play through the bigs. He wanted to give the ball down low. I remember we had Jermaine O'Neal a couple of for one of those years. We had Bogut, David Lee, Maurice Spates, Mo Buckets. Like, he was a good 3-point shooter, and Mark Jackson didn't want him shooting the three. He wanted him down low in the post or shooting the mid range. And it was like you were taken away from certain players' games because you had the expectations of what it took to win. He had the old philosophy of, like, you play through your big.
You can't blame him for that, because at that time, teams weren't shooting 30, 43 pointers.
Yeah, the game wasn't like
that. But that's what you had the potential. Exactly.
Steve Kerr bust open that door for Curry, like, yo, do what you do.
Exactly my point. He had those doors, like, he had the door cracked for Steph Curry and Klay Thompson to be shooters, like the best shooters of all time. He called them the greatest shooting backcourt to ever live. Like, he said that as a coach, but at the same time, he was holding back the greatest shooting duo of all time. So, like, it was a difficult situation for him. Steve Kerr comes in and he's like, yo, listen, David Lee's hurt, Draymond, you're starting. Iggy, we love you. You're an amazing player. You are a proven veteran in this league, but we're going to benefit from you coming off the bench. Harrison Barnes needs to be able to find his rhythm as a starter and be able to play high minutes in order to develop. And that's when you saw the team kind of take a churn, because Draymond and Harrison starting raised the tempo. Everyone was running faster. The ball was moving. Yeah. And then the screens were set a little bit stronger because you're running so up and down the court so fast. The motherfuckers on the other side is gas trying to keep up. So, like, he was able to take that and really, like, throw an influence of Greg Popovich, influences from Phil Jackson, influences from the D'Antoni system and the 7-second system from Phoenix. Like, he was able to take pieces from all of that and make his own thing and kind of just be able to say, okay, what did you guys use that worked so well when Mark was here? Because we're going to still use it. If it works so well for you guys, why take it away? But we're going to increase the expectations of it. And I think what he was able to do compared to what Phil Jackson did, like, Phil Jackson, obviously, he won all those chips. I mean, he won 6 with Jordan. He won 5 with Kobe and Shaq. And then he won 1 as a player or 2 as a player, whatever the fuck it was. But at the same time, like, it's a complete different situation for me. I think for me, Steve Kerr proved a lot more what he was able to do. He was able to win with a 6'3" guard out of Davidson College. Like that's what people forget, and that's what people don't. Obviously, Steph Curry's great, but we wouldn't be talking about him being this great if it wasn't for Steve Kerr allowing that greatness to happen and just go out there and put his talents on display. Like he did that. If it wasn't for him, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think Golden State would have been the team that they became. And then also like the team, the coaching team that he brought around him, people do not talk about it enough. Ron Adams is a great defensive coach, and he's been a guy who hasn't left the team yet. He is a great friend of Steve Kerr, and they work great together. Every assistant coach that Steve Kerr has gotten a head coaching job. Mike Brown just took one finally. He was kind of on the brinks of taking one every year that he's been with us since KD was with us, but he kind of just was like, why the fuck would I leave? Like, like he got his last chip with us, left. He's doing great things with the Kings. They're actually probably another team that I'll put in my dark horse. But like he was able to bring that culture together, and then I think about the down years. Think about the down years in the Lakers after Shaq left. Like, those were some down fucking years. Like, no matter who they brought in the door to be beside Kobe, like, it was not going to be it.
Powell got there, then they just started really, like,
exactly
winning.
Like, Steve Kerr was winning with Steph Curry and others. Like, Clay was out. Iggy is basically not the same person, They brought in Wiggins, a brand new person who didn't know the system. He had to learn it. Jordan Poole was a rookie that they had to develop. Like, all these guys that they were bringing along, like, he made all of that work and still be competitive. Like, even though we didn't make the playoffs 2 years ago, like, we made the play-in game, we lost to the Lakers, and we lost to Memphis, but it was still, like, a run that we probably shouldn't have been in with the amount of injuries that we had. So it's like,
I was winning without Clay for what, 2 years?
Yeah.
I still found ways to win games.
That's my point.
I'll edge it to Steve.
Yeah, I'll edge it to Steve.
They ain't better than Pop.
No, what? I think he said they ain't better than Pop.
So they're not better than Pop.
Pop is washed.
Yeah, Pop is on a bad. He's on a bad.
He's on a bad skid.
He's on a decline right now. He's on a decline right now.
You see his influences, bro.
No, that's a fact. And we gotta respect Pop for making the first woman assistant coach in the league.
Oh, that's a fact. There's a lot of barriers that Pop helped break, and that he was like constantly voicing of, especially like players being able to talk about political problems. Like, Popovich was one of the first coaches that was like, "Who the fuck are we to say that they can't?" Like, it's he
freedom of speech for a reason.
Like, he might be old school minded, but he is definitely like supportive of
a CIA agent.
No, I think he was in the military or some shit like that.
He was in some intel shit.
I don't know. Pop.
Intel.
Hell yeah. That's how secret it is. Nobody knows about it.
Stupid. But yeah, I mean, for me, I think coming into the season, I had high expectations for the Warriors. That obviously isn't looking too bright right now, but I think it's gonna pick up. I mean, Steph Curry is gonna be out for a couple of weeks. I think this is a good time for the team to kind of see
better without him.
Yeah, like understand their position and how to win without him. Because a lot of the nights it's like, yo, Steph got our back. Like, Steph got us. Like, if our shit ain't clicking, Steph is gonna hold it down.
Clay needs to step up.
He's been stepping up. Last couple. He's been. I think the last 5 games, he's 20 plus.
He's averaging 18.
I don't even know. I can't. Let me see.
Like 18.
Klay Thompson. So Klay right now, as it sits, he's averaging 18.7 a game. Shooting 40 from the field, 38 from 3. So the 3-point percentage is a little bit down. I mean, he struggled for the beginning of the season. So, yeah, it's still not low. Like, anyone wishes they could shoot 38% from the 3, especially how many threes he's fucking pulling up for him. But it's gonna go up. I think this is a great time.
By 1.
Luka over 30. Fuck. You know, parlays, them shits will get to you. Them shits give me nightmares.
Sometimes you gotta take the money line and that's it.
The money line is boring though.
Yeah, I
Oh,
always
no.
try to put in something with like the money lines type shit. Like,
Because every time I put money line for like just one parlay, I get everything, and then that team loses. So I just like, you know what? I'm
It's
gonna
the
leave money
same thing
line
when you
alone.
put player performances.
I think the best shit to really do is points. Like, do you think the points are gonna go over?
Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah.
I take the spread on every player.
No, yeah, I take the problem, but I'm talking about like the game, like game total.
Oh, yo, you know who's been killing too, and he don't get enough credit? Shy.
Shot Gill is a beast. Like
Bro, he's an animal,
I've been
bro.
talking about him for the past 2 seasons. Like, he
And
don't get
he's
no
about to play.
love.
What's
He
that
was
kid's
hurt
name?
last year.
The kid that got hurt, the Yamba. What's his name?
Wembaya,
Wembaya, right? Where he's at right now? He's still in college, right?
I think he's playing in the
French league or something like that. He
yeah
got there.
Victor
OKC's taking him, bro.
Wemba.
OKC has like
Wembanyama.
15 first round picks, bro.
They do, but they have to be the number one pick. You feel me?
He is playing for the Bolongon Lavalios Metropolis. I don't know what the fuck this
What
is.
league is that, Mike?
It's a
What
French
about
league.
the other dude?
French league.
Chet, what's his name? The other
Chet?
7-footer.
Chet
They
Holmgren.
got hurt.
He got hurt.
He fucked up his ankle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who he play with?
OKC.
Yeah, they stacked, bro.
They got every fucking pick too.
Yeah, just build around Shy.
Yeah, I mean they team. I mean with Josh Giddey, Shaw, when Chet comes back,
They're set.
yeah, they a problem. They're gonna be a problem in this league in the upcoming years. Like I see them the same way the Pelicans are. Like they got the talent. They just need to like put it together, like get the coaching, get everything right.
Do you think
Who's their
Chicago
coach at
blows up
OKC?
the team?
So what?
Do you think Chicago blows it up?
The
With
Bulls?
Zach LaVine? Yeah.
I think
It depends.
I think so. I don't think Zach really wants to be there anymore, to be honest. Like, I think after he was the guy 2 years ago, and he was career highs everywhere. He was cooking, and then
Those shots from him.
DeMar came in, huh?
DeMar took those shots from him.
Yeah, he took the shots from him. Like, he took.
Ain't the veteran leader. Him and Vooch.
I don't think he's a. I don't. I would prefer my team to run through Zach LaVine more than DeMar DeRozan, because DeMar takes way more shots to be
And DeMar
efficient.
DeMar takes 10, 15 seconds to score.
Yeah.
Zach LaVine, he's either gonna pull up or he's blowing past you.
Well, you need to build around that, man. And unfortunately, I mean, they did.
Who do you keep? You gotta
Honestly,
keep one of them.
If you blow it up, you
you blow it
blowing
up.
up DeRozan, Levine, and Vooch. You either keep Alonzo. Alonzo's hurt for the last 2 years.
I think they blow it everything. I think they blow it up completely, to be honest. Like, I think.
Pay basketball players, bro.
Huh?
Chicago's known for not paying basketball players.
Yeah, but on top of that, like, I think, like, when you, like, if you keep one, you're still stuck in the same spot. You know what I'm saying? Like, even no matter who you bring in. Yeah, but Chicago's fan base is big enough that they'll go. They're like the Knicks. They'll go even if they're shitty. Like, basketball is kind of like it's Chicago's sport. Like,
it's big out there. Yeah, you're right.
So it's like it's between that and football. Like, baseball is cool, but basketball and football kind of run the city. So yeah, I think if they blow
they
it,
made it chip though.
yeah. I mean that's.
No. Well, yeah. When was the
Cubs.
last time the Blackhawks is
Hockey.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but
those are the last 2 chips.
Yeah,
you haven't seen a chip from the Bulls since what, 98, 99?
Jordan's last chip. But yes, I mean, what?
Yeah, man, I didn't mean to cut you off, bro.
No. I was just gonna say, like, for me, I think the teams right now, the way that the NBA is, like, it's just so, like, there's, like, if you look at the East and you look at fucking, like, even going from 3 to 10, like, it's so close. Like, the 10th seed is 8 games behind the first seed, but, like, between 2 and and 10 is pretty much a game between each team to like overturn. Like the Heat and the Hawks both have 14 wins. The Pacers, Knicks, and Sixers all have 15 wins. Like it's so close right now that it's like it's impossible to say who's gonna win the shit. Like is
I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. This year's NBA season been type trash.
It's early. A lot of injuries.
I don't know if it's been
It's been trash,
trash.
bro. It's been trash.
Yeah, I mean compared to like other years, I think it's just because it's not the teams that we're used to dominating aren't dominating how we expected. Like the Nets are finally churning around like with KD and shit, but Braun is ass. Like the Lakers right now sit 12, 11, and 16. The Warriors are 14 and 15. They just lost Steph. Luka was supposed to be the favorite for MVP. He's 14 and 14. Like the number,
Signing there, bro.
huh?
I don't think he wants to be there either.
I don't think Mark Cuban can put the talent around him that he needs. I think that's what it
Cuban only
comes down
paid
to.
one person.
Yeah, like
That's it.
I don't think he's gonna be, and it's also like just the like it's Dallas. There's no state tax. Like that's all great, but like it's the fucking Dallas Mavericks. Like it's like playing for the Yankees, right? Or playing for the Boston Red Sox, or playing for these big teams. We play, yeah, but even the Knicks have some type of identity, at least. Like they have a aura to them because of MSG and shit. The Boston Celtics, the Lakers, even Golden State, you can put up there now. The Spurs, even like teams that have an identity and a culture, and like somewhere's like, yo, like I want to be here. The fucking Mavericks don't have that. Like they don't have, like they're not the most. They're not the sexiest team to go to. Like, there's not a team that you're gonna just sign to. Like, they don't ring. They don't ring your like. It doesn't cross your mind like, oh, I want to play for fucking Dallas. Like, you kind of just end up playing for Dallas. Like,
You play there for the right price.
Yeah, like you don't play there like. But I don't know. I don't think he resigns if like, or I don't think he wants to be there. I think. Shit, I think Luka. I think he signed I think he has signed the max extension if I'm not mistaken.
So you got 5 years.
I'll tell you right now. So Luka Doncic signed for a 5-year, $250 million contract. He is gonna be a free agent in 2027. So yeah, he's there. His last year, he's gonna get $48 million. Yeah, I think his best scenario would probably be to demand a trade. But then again, it's like, who are you gonna demand a trade to? Like, who do you want to play with? Who is gonna be like the guy that could be your Robin that you could go team up with? Like,
where would you see him playing?
Where I would.
What's a good destination for him?
Where I would like to see him. I would love to see him. There's a couple of places. So one place that I would like to see him would be Boston with Jason Tatum, and Jaylen Brown. If you're able to keep all three. Nah, but I think that he'll be able to facilitate for them for one, and then he also gives them that scoring option. And they have the defense around that they can cover his lack of defense. Like they play a great zone defense that they can help. Yeah, he don't, but like neither does a lot of motherfuckers that have won championships and are great players. So like I think that would be a great place for him. I think with Giannis and the Bucks would be a good place for him.
The pick and roll with Giannis is.
Yeah, the pick and roll would be nasty. Giannis can like give him the ball in the clutch if they need to shoot.
Him and AD would be crazy too. You know where I could see him going to, bro? Philly.
Here's the thing with Philly. There's a lot of speculations that the fans are becoming a lot of, well, not distrust of Embiid's capabilities, it's just they're getting tired of the process. So,
it's him by himself. There's only so much.
Got Harden, or
you got Harden. You're supposed
to. Bro. Harden hasn't been shit since Houston, bro. I don't talk about him. He's a bum.
I mean,
he's a bum.
I said that.
From averaging 31, 32 points to averaging 17 points, 18 points. You're a bum. And you can still have the ball in your hands as much as you did in Houston.
Yeah, I mean,
they're not calling fouls on him. They caught on to
I said it. I said it from a while ago. Like, James Harden is a great player when he gets the call. Like that's it. If he's able to get to the free throw line, he's gonna have a great game. But if he doesn't,
He's
then
not getting those 13, 14 free
he's
throws
stuck.
no more.
Look at the playoffs. Like throughout the playoffs last year with Philly, like he was probably around 18 points a game. Like because he wasn't getting certain those calls. So a lot of them just was just layups that he missed. No call, running the other way. So what?
He did a lot of flopping.
Yeah, he did mad flopping, and that's how he's trying to get the calls now is by flopping. So like, I don't know. I don't like Philly for Luka just because like for one, what you're gonna have to give up for it. Obviously, he needs to be traded there, and then two, like the same problem that I have with AD, I have with Embiid, which is just like, can I trust you to be healthy enough? Like when they're healthy, they are dominant players. They're tremendous. They're tremendous skill bigs.
Key on the floor
But
for a team.
my biggest thing is like, can you stay on the floor? Can you, especially with someone like Luka who's gonna be like you said, if he was with Giannis, AD, or Embiid, the first thing you're thinking about is pick and roll. There's a lot of bumping. There's a lot of going up for dunks, for alleys. Like, can your body consistently put up with that? Yeah, can their bodies put up with that? Like,
Shit, even if you're picking and popping, you still gotta do the screen. You're taking a bump right there.
That's a fact. And AD is made out of toilet paper.
exactly. So it's like, I don't know, but I don't know. I feel like the NBA season, my pick for the finals was a repeat of last year, Golden State and Celtics. I still feel like that's possible as long as Golden State is able to continue to win games somehow without Steph. Steph comes back and they're in a decent place. I think where they land in the standings doesn't matter because they have the playoff experience. It's kind of just being healthy and on a good run going into the playoffs. And Boston, I think they're going to be dominant all year. I don't think they slump off at any point. I think they're hungry. They're trying to get back to the finals. The biggest thing is just staying healthy for them. So yeah, I'm still gonna keep my pick that I did at the beginning of the season. Golden State and Philly. I mean, and Boston.
I'll take that pick too. I'll say Boston Suns.
Boston Suns.
Yeah.
Not a bad pick. I don't know. It's just something about the Suns right now that's just they're on a bad losing streak right now.
I'm not gonna say they're gonna blow it up, but if it looks bad, expect them to blow it up.
Who?
Pack Chris Paul up.
Nobody wants his $40 million
that's one.
contract. Who's taking his $40 million contract?
I don't know. Whoever needs a point guard for that postseason run.
Ain't nobody taking that toilet paper roll for $40 million either, bro.
And they re-signed Ayton, but they really didn't want to re-sign him. So he's on the table.
Ian fell off too, bro. He should be dominating against a lot of these centers, bro. And
They don't use him. Even when they use him, you're right. His production isn't there.
He be looking out of it like he has no enthusiasm to be on the floor.
They don't set him up as a big, bro. They
don't make the plays for him. They don't make the plays for him.
Jumping in the air for a fucking lob, but besides that, not feeding him the ball down low so he can turn his back to the court and get busy.
Facts.
And he can't shoot. So his job is basically rebounding and putbacks. Offensive board, put it back up.
And what little defensive responsibilities he has, that's about it.
That's it. Well.
What? Yeah, well, I think yeah.
Holy shit, it's 11 o'clock?
Yeah, we've been at it for 2 hours, so I think we're probably gonna wrap it up here. Anyone who's been watching right now live on YouTube, I appreciate you being in tune. Definitely subscribe.
We're only scratching the surface. It's only the beginning. We're gonna get right.
Yeah, this is
just do like a prediction for the week 15 of the NFL, if anything.
Yeah, we could definitely have some more topics. I think this was really just a Kickstarter for us. Kind of lay down the foundation of like what we'd be talking about. Kind of give you a perspective of what teams we're liking in each league. But yeah, Golo, if you wanna, I know for one, people who don't know, Gordo McLovin, he has his own podcast too, with one of his boys. If you want to input that real quick.
Shout out for the plug out for sure. It's called In the Mix with Mike. It's me and my boy, Mike Saladino. Like he took sports media in college, and he's a professional golfer. So he just one day was like, "Yo, I want to start a podcast." I'm like, "Yo, what's up? Let's do it." A conversation just led, and we 25 episodes in. You can find us on Apple Music. I mean, Apple Music. What am I talking about? Apple Podcasts. Coming January, we're gonna be on Spotify, but you can tap in. We'll have you guys on the show for sure. Bring Jose up, Bebe up, Mike up. You know, we do what we do.
That's a fact. That's a fact. But again, I appreciate anyone who's watching, anyone who clicks on and watches later.
Subscribe to the channel. Leave a like. Leave a message. Like,
Yankees got more work to do this offseason.
Leave a comment.
Yeah, for sure. Leave a like. Leave a comment.
Papa has like this fire ass quote that he says, "Oh, it don't cost you no paper unless you're a motherfucking hater."
That's a fact. But yeah, again, appreciate y'all being here. And definitely have a lot more in tune. We definitely gonna come in and do one. Yeah, we're gonna have some predictions for next week.
Like besides like basketball and shit, we could tap into music. We could tap into like current events. We like gonna give y'all a lot of stuff.
The first one, just getting our feet wet. You feel me?
Yeah, not just sports, because sometimes that gets boring and you don't really consume anything out of that. But we're gonna give you a lot of conversation. We close friends for many, many years. We know each other. Shit gets intense in these conversations, so we're definitely gonna bring you some heat.
Hell yeah! Yeah, let us know. Let us know what you want us to talk about. I mean, we open the topics. It don't gotta be sports. It's just something that we obviously watch sports. We're passionate about it, but we're also passionate about other things. So don't be afraid to leave a suggestion or leave something that you wanna hear us talk about. But for one, I appreciate it. I'm one Mike Official. That's McLovin. We got Jose in the building.
You already know.
We appreciate y'all.